we're in. Stories from Seoul, the Gundog. God, I've been waiting for this. Full color? A lot of people are DMing me in yelling full color, so that might be the answer. God, I've been waiting for this for so long. Since I played the demo like nearly a year ago. It's so good! Oh, hey Wayfarer, thanks for showing up anyway. Just had to adjust my mic, sorry if there's any crinkle cuts in there. Check this real quick. We are definitely going to keep on vivid mode, turn down the music a little bit, turn down the sound a little bit, because it seems like it's way too high at the moment. Oh, we're turning on scan lines. Are you kidding me? Scan lines on. Text speed a little faster. Alright. Here we go. September 21st. Planetary Calendar 209. Following a raft of oppressive policies and crackdowns from the Earth-based government of the Solar Federation, the joint forces of the Martian territories and the Jovian United Colony Fleet rebelled. This conflict came to be known as the Solar War. Look at that Gundam. Look at that politic. The war carried on for 3 years, but eventually the combined forces of the Martian territories and the Jovian Unified Colony Fleet managed to push Federation military all the way back to planet Earth. In the final days of the conflict, a pitched battle was fought in lunar orbit that would decide the war's victor. Lunar orbit. Aboard the Jovian carrier. JFS Kaliki, Kalik. I'm gonna call it Kalik. Kalik? I'm sure it's a real word somewhere. Well, I'd say the last part is like, and the first part is ka, so Kalik. JFS Kalik. You reflexively tighten your grip on your armored frame's twin flight sticks as another wave of vibration reverberates through the cockpit. The creak of your new flight suit and the quickening breath are the only sounds that you hear above the gentle hum of the frame subsystems. As you squeeze the controls tighter, their plastic casings creak under the pressure. You try to stay calm, knowing that these gentle vibrations are remnants of a huge shock waves that are buffeting the Kalik, the carrier that you're stationed on. Each one is a near miss as the explosion tears through the space around the ship. You try to push the thought from your mind and focus on controlling your breathing. But you've already realized that their frequency means the Kalik must be approaching the front line. Your squadron will be launching soon, and you'll be engaging in your first real sortie. Your first real flight, in fact. You feel your throat tighten. Simulations are as good as the real thing. That's what the trainers told all of you. But you know that pilots are supposed to have hundreds of hours of live flights and training exercises in real armored frames before they're allowed anywhere near the front lines. Of course, that didn't happen. Command had told you that the modern simulators meant cadets could graduate without the need for these exercises. You'd overheard the rumors, though. The Jovian colony fleet had lost a lot of pilots, and still wanting to keep pace with the Martian advance against Earth, had resorted to fielding anyone that could fight. Your whole squadron is just like you. Freshly conscripted from Europa. Wait, are we the bad guys? We're fighting Earth. Okay. Freshly conscripted from Europa colony. You'd undergone basic training there, but almost all of your flight training had taken place on the cruiser's journey from Jovian space. You wonder how the others are feeling right now. Whether Collect 5. This is flight deck. Prepare to squad for takeoff for last minute diagnostics airframe. Activating all systems. Now. Why did now need its own? Look at that vivid color. Alright, looks good to go. Run a few more checks and we'll have you spaceborne in a few minutes. You ready to show these Terrans who's boss? Yeah, no, I would not want to be here, so I'm just gonna stay quiet. I don't think I would be as gung-ho and cocky as I would be. Mind races as you try to think of response and convince not just the engineer, but yourself too, that everything's gonna be alright. Instead, your mouth dries up and your heart feels like it's about to burst from your chest. The flight sticks creak more loudly as you squeeze them tighter, as if any moment now you may snap them in half. Hey, pilot, everything okay here? Come on, screen. After taking a few deep breaths, it eventually feels like you have a modicum of control again. You release your grip on the flight sticks as you lean back into your chair. This is Collect 5, comms green. Just a bit... Well there, Collect 5, nothing wrong. Feeling jitters? Tell you what, what's your name, pilot? That's my first name. I'm be cute about this. Hold on. Theo. And what's your surname? Thermk. Yeah. Yeah. We can I do lowercase? I am in fact he, him. Yeah. I feel proud of that. Even though I shouldn't. Real quick, I just need to change the broadcast settings. Give me 1 second. I realize you guys are in the bottom left thanks to Battle Operation, and I need to move your chat up to the top right. I wonder if I should bother displaying chat. Yeah, let's give it a shot. As long as it's not obnoxious. Alright, perfect. Yes. Take a few deep breaths in and out. Draw in one long measured breath and hold it, then release it. Following the engineer's instructions, you repeat this a few more times. After a while, you begin to feel your pulse slow and some of the tension in your body slip away. You still feel on edge, but slightly more in control. Tells us we ain't got nothing to worry about. Then we clearly ain't gonna have anything to worry about. Well, for the old Terran's best pilots are taken care of between here and Mars. Heck, Martians are the one been leading the charge today, so they're taking all the flack. Propaganda machines selling this as our decisive strike against Earth's last line of defense. I mean, it kinda is. If we've already pushed them back to lunar orbit, that's every colony on the way we've captured from fucking Jovian space to here. Oh, it's just the engineer. He's just hitting my shit. Here's beauty. Here's a work of art. Terran frames ain't got nothing on her. He's all turned up and ready to go, and by turned up, I mean tuned up. I kind of wonder what these really look like. I wonder if it's like Jovian freakazoids like Gundam, or is it more like reserved? Thank you, Mr. Maintenance. I appreciate it. Despite your startled reaction a moment ago, the engineer's confidence is infectious, starting to rub off on you. You adjust your position in your seat so that you set up straight, and the soft hum of the frame system now seems more comforting than ominous. Just a mopping up operation, you think? Martians have done all the work, so we're sitting pretty in here on our top-of-the-line frames. Yeah! Nothing to worry about. How am I feeling about things now? After the bone-rattling explosion that just went off? Still a little nervous, thanks. But, you know, I'll lie. I'm there. If he can feel good about it, I'll feel good about it. Alright, pilots, listen up. This is Kalike 1. We've been cleared for launch, so be ready for immediate action. Kalike T. Danza? Look at that pilot suit. All frames will be taken off in designation order. Attack formations sound off. Kalike 2. Harkno? Kalike 3. Cruise? N Cruise? H Cruise? Look at that smug shit. Kalike 4. Pilot? Sea Pilot? Look at that fresh-faced glasses wearing looking fuck. He's not gonna make it. And I must be Kalike 5. Kalike 5 standing by. Kalike 6. P. Lord. Kalike 6 is eager. Kalike Squadron, move out. Roll call your squadrons. They depart from the ship and accelerate rapidly toward the combat zone. Sounds almost like a countdown to you. Once Kalike 4 has declared their launch, you know the time has come. You disengage the restraints and prepare yourself. Kalike 5 launching. You shout as you slam the Flight 6 forward at maximum thrust. Oh fuck. Abort. Stuck. Oh, I never left the flight restraints. Okay. Can I get out there? Because there's some combat happening out there. You slump into the cockpit's chair and exhale deeply, your heart still pounding a million beats per minute, and your lips stinging. You continue to slow your breathing as you listen to the still open communication channel. The maintenance crews is at work to get your frame released. Yeah, I know it didn't disengage. What do you... Get Unit 6 out. No sense in waiting for me. P. Lord gets to go out. Bye, P. Lord. Go get him, champ. another armored frame. Oh, it shuts down completely. You flex your fingers and roll your shoulders, exhaling again as you begin to hear the muffled sounds of the engineers working on your frame's restraints. Staring at the dead monitor, you slowly begin to smile. This is what you wanted, wasn't it? You spent so long worrying about this mission that you've thrown up twice in the last 24 hours, and now it looks like that was all for nothing. You got what you wanted, and you were safe. As safe as you can be, strapped to the outside of a military carrier in an inactive armored frame. Your smile widens inadvertently at that thought. Getting shot down into inactive frames still under restraints? You'd become a cautionary tale for engineers and pilots throughout the entire Jovian colony fleet. Your mind turns quickly to the rest of the squadron. When they return, you'd be the laughingstock of the entire Kalike. The pilot who'd spent their entire first mission stuck in a dark cockpit? You dodged a bullet, but you never... Oh no. Oh no. They're cut off. It's the whole squadron coming from E-Field. Oh, they shut down everything but the radio? Did Six bite it? Pelor? Oh, Pelor ate shit. See, Pylon? Hold it together. Oh no. Screams and yelps, wails and howls fill your head. You sit powerless in the dark confines of your cockpit. Yeah, get me the fuck out. Just launch, I don't care. You shout demands to get your frame ready for launch over the channel, but are met with no response. In the dark of the cockpit, your controls are responsive. You can't be sure whether the channel's closed or if no one's listening. All attention turned to receiving the mal-damaged units from your squad. Desperately begin attempting a manual override of your systems and find that nothing responds to you. The only spark of light that you can glean from your frame's small diagnostics progress bar, which hasn't moved. One last desperate attempt to begin hammering through your cockpit walls, hoping to get the attention of the engineers who can hear outside of everything. The entire time, the chaos of the combat in space is narrated to you in broken fragments of radio chatter. Well, there goes two. Oh no. There goes Danza, there goes one. You stop hammering on the side of the cockpit as the last voice is cut off. You're drenched in a cold sweat now, and your empty stomach feels like a rock has sunk to the bottom of it. You lean back and stare blankly ahead. This is Kalike 5. Ready for takeoff. Well, that was a heavy intro. September 21st, Planetary Calendar 209. Despite last-minute reinforcements from the Solar Federation from their headquarters on Earth, The battle above Lunar is a victory for the joint Martian and Jovian forces. This would be the final battle of the Solar War. Having lost their last stronghold on Lunar, the Solar Federation would agree to a ceasefire and sign an armistice to end hostilities. An uneasy peace fills the solar system. With the conflict between the Solar Federation and the Martian-Jovian alliance concluded, the Kalike and her crew soon returned to the Europa colony near Jupiter. April 19th. Planetary counts were 214. Oh, it's been years. The reduced need for pilots away from the delicate space between Earth and Mars saw Ensign Thurk reassigned security detail aboard various Jovian ships. He's eventually promoted to lieutenant. That's nice, got a promotion. 4 years have passed since the battle above Lunar. The Jovian colony fleet, fearing fresh aggression from Earth, has increased patrols near its colonies after picking up unusual signals coming out from further out in the solar system. The patrol ship JFS Gundog is dispatched to support the JFS O'Brien in its investigation of these signals. Jovian Space, aboard the Jovian patrol ship JFS Gundog. As the rumble of the Gundog's engines roaring to life reverberates through the ship, you clench your fists. It's been 4 years, and to this day, the sensation of tremors, whether they're ship engines, docking clamps, or weapons drills, still ties your stomach into knots. A bad trait for a ship's security officer. You shake your head and exhale slowly, taking a moment before stowing the last of your possessions and pushing the drawer closed. You feel the click as it locks into place, and the exterior plastic paneling sits completely flush with its surroundings. Stepping back, you look around the room. You take another deep breath and hold it for a moment. Although this was far from your first posting as security officer, you always felt the same sense of trepidation, if not anxiety. As similar as all ships were, they all came with their own unique crews and personalities, and with those came unique problems. Breathing out, you take a look around the room, taking stock of your surroundings. Okay, so I can only use look. I can look around at various things. What books am I reading? Tales of Cosmic Champions. The storage space under the bed. Yep. The bed itself. The wall panel can be removed by jimmying with a thin object. That's probably going to be related somehow, eventually. A computer. Got a clock, a word processor, and even a calendar. Is there nothing else I can look at? Use to interact with the surroundings. I'd like to use my computer. Looks like I've been instructed to report to the bridge to meet the captain. Corridor 1. You step out into an empty corridor and the door to your quarters gently hits the shut behind you. Its keypad gives a short series of beeps and you hear the lock engage. Good, no one messes with my shit then. The dull thrum of the ship's systems is barely audible, but otherwise you are in total silence. The air is cooler outside your quarters, and the corridor has a sterile lack of aroma. This has been the same on every ship you've been stationed on, and at this point it doesn't surprise you. Okay, so this is a Swift-class patrol vessel, which means if I leave the quarters block, I'll be in the foreside thoroughfare. If I go right towards the aft, I'll arrive in the central hub. You can head straight to the bridge. Yeah, but look at these doors. Is that one mine? Hansing Cruise. Cruis? Cruis? What the fuck is wrong with Jovian names? Cruis, actually. Hold on. This dude was in my squadron. Or at least the same name. Haru Rumney. Does it sound familiar? Dalton Grange. Dylan Deeds. Okay, so, yeah. You noticed how I'm saying that I don't recognize any of these people? But when we get to Hanson Cruz, it's ... and there's no comment? Yeah, sure, okay. Four-side thoroughfare. You leave the crew block behind you and find yourself in a much larger corridor that stretches off to your left with multiple smaller corridors leading from it. To your right, the corridor leads to a large plaza-like space. A very faint breeze coming to your left ruffles your hair and chills you slightly, and you hear the sounds of human activity. From the right, you can hear the hum of ship's engines more clearly now, as the occasional low, quiet whirring sound. Looks like I was right. The portion of the thoroughfare will let me access full sets of crew quarters, the mess hall, the hangar, and the central hub. From there I can access the rest of the ship's areas. I should hurry up and meet the captain before I go anywhere else. What if I want to go to the hangar? Since I'm security, the only time I should be spending in the hangar is when I'm carrying out daily checks. This one is very quiet. The mess hall. I don't imagine the ship's the size as a cook or in the kitchen. It's probably just a vent-mate. Fire control? Well, can I go that way? No, I gotta go to Central Hub. As you enter the Central Hub, you hear a low whirring noise, and the engines grow louder. You can see the readouts above one of the elevators change, letting you know someone is using it to travel to another part of the ship. Looking around, you see the entrances to both the fore and aft side thoroughfares, as well as the corridor to the airlocks. These elevators will take me to the bridge where the captain will be. I shouldn't waste any more time. S-Bay. Is that sick bay? Knowing that you need to report to the captain, who at this point of the ship's journey should be stationed on the bridge, you make your way towards the elevators and press the call button. You step back and watch the indicators above each elevator, waiting for one to arrive. As you wait, your mind begins to wander, and you're caught unawares. You feel something suddenly jab into your back, and a voice from behind you declares, "Hands in the air, identify yourself." Your posture stiffens as you snap back to reality, caught completely off guard by the voice behind you. But I'm security. Thoughts race through your mind as you try to figure out what's going on. Could there be another security detail on board? That shouldn't be possible. As far as you knew, you're the only one, unless... You tentatively raise your hands, palms flat and facing forward, as whatever has been thrust in the small of your back moves slowly, and you hear the person behind you take a step backwards. You exhale and begin to turn around. Lieutenant Thermk, Security Detail ID S0254JFSG. I'm on my way to meet the captain to... You bitch. Where you've been expecting a gruff crew member, instead you're met with a bright and cheery officer waving a pen around with a large smile on her face. You're taken aback for a moment, as this isn't just any officer. This is... Cassie. She's missed me. I miss from the pre-production screens, we weren't this Gennaro guy. We looked like the dude from Police Knots. We had like the long thick hair on the in the jacket. You big doofus. This is fun music. You're all right. Let that face make you in trouble. It's like you think you're playing the big soldier will get you out of trouble. It's so cute. Lieutenant Commander Cassandra Quinn. You should have known. Really. She's always been one for bad jokes and stupid pranks as long as you've known her. less than professional attitude and penchant for responsibility is the reason why, despite her talents, she's not commanding a ship of her own. How bad did you get me? I mean, I thought you were a good person. But if you're being honest, her playful nature is what attracted you to her in the first place. You've been dating for nearly 2 years now, you dog! But a lot of that has been over electronic mail and letters. Your postings never lined up until now. This is the game they rebooted with color encrypted bun, correct? It was previously entirely in a really sick-looking green scale, but they have done a full update where it's in complete color, and it actually looks really good. I don't actually know if I have a way to... Can I just change it at will? Oh, I totally can. Check it. Yeah, this is what it looked like when I played through the demo. I think that looks great. But the full color is also cool. And apparently they have a Dojin mode, which is like their original design. Oh, I don't care for that. I don't care for that one bit. Let's go back to color. Every time I meet a new character, I kind of want to go back and forth and see their original designs. As long as that's okay with everybody. Yeah, that color really looks good, though, honestly. Cassie, what are you doing here? I thought you were stationed on the Reliant. You never said you were being transferred. What happened? Oh, so I didn't even know my girlfriend was going to be on this ship. That's kind of fucking weird. So I just plan on jorking it the whole trip? Well, the thing about that is, you might say disagreement with the head operations Reliant led to a lateral trajectory for my career. Cassie, please. That is bad IT. You place your face in your hands as the dull groan rises from the back of your throat. This isn't the first time you've heard a story like this. Oh, and when it turns out they run cybersecurity drills, they assume the enemy had your old passwords, so they try brute forcing from those, and since you only changed them by 1 digit, the ship was compromised in half a second. At least it wasn't real. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm also surprised she's even stolen a ship and not, like, shuffled to an office after that bullshit. You shouldn't be around the computers if you get caught doing that. Well, she shouldn't tell me this, but... Turns out this mission was organized on short notice, and the Gundog was the only ship available. Problems have been having issues with the crew, so they had to transfer a bunch on short notice. Okay, so I was on the Duke previously. I was not there for too long, so I shouldn't have been transferred? Oh, you bitch, she sent me here. Well, that's kind of sweet in a way. She got me to be transferred to her ship, so we can spend some time together. It's been months since we saw each other. Yeah, I get that. If we're both in the service and we're on different starships, I guess, like, shore leave would be the only time we'd be able to, like, get together, and only if that lined up. Of course I'm glad to see her. I've not had a chance to look around the ship yet. I'm going straight to the captain, because that's my job, because I do my job. I want to go to the bridge. I want to go to the captain. I want to report to... Okay. So you already reported me to the captain, so I don't have to see the captain. But I want to see the captain. Captain Bartermuse? Bartermuse. Alright. Alright, let's go see the ship. Let's meet everybody. Hey! She's saying the thing. She's acting like she wants to do a bishop thing. But yeah, she's doing for it, ain't she? Reacquainted. Reacquainted. We can now access every area of the Gundog. Look around the central hub as Cassandra already began to make her way to her first destination. Waving you to follow. It might be a small ship, you think, but now would be the perfect opportunity to learn its layout and familiarize yourself with where you'll be spending your current duty. It wouldn't hurt to meet the crew. I can talk to her. I can go to the sick bay. I'm gonna go to the bridge because I was gonna go to the bridge anyway. Fuck you. You step from the elevator onto the bridge, and what seems to have been a pretty quiet atmosphere turns totally silent as the two women present, who had previously been observing a screen, turn to face you. You identify the captain almost immediately by her uniform, although you were given pause to wonder if you misjudged as she listlessly straightens up and heads over to you with an air of disinterest. That's our captain? The other woman shoots you a look, but remains seated at her station, quickly turning away when she realizes you caught her looking your way. This bitch. That looks so cool. Like, they've done a great job with the color, but like the atmosphere from being the green scale is something else. Check out her Dojin mode. Ew, okay. Back to Vivid. It feels less oppressive being in color here. The curtness of her reaction gets you off guard. She quickly returns to what she'd been doing before you entered. Hopefully Cassie's presence can thaw what you feel might be a cold reception. Lieutenant Thermica entering the bridge, reporting for formal assignment. You declare through a sharp salute, Cassandra following suit. Lieutenant Commander Cassandra Quinn entering the bridge in accompaniment of Thermica. You're taken aback slightly as you realize that you've hardly ever seen Cassie be serious about anything, even her position. Whenever she's had to talk about her assignment, so it's been dismissive in a joking way. You're caught off guard, so you almost miss the captain addressing you. Let's see... Green mode. And... Dojin mode. Okay, I see where the art style lies. Definitely a lot rougher, but I get it. Too bad there's not like a Dojin color, but I'm sure it made more sense to go over the better art with color. You and Cassie both lower your salutes and loosen your posture slightly. There's a slight pause, which you can tell is the captain sizing you up. This informal assessment lasts a bit longer than you're comfortable with, until the captain releases a heavy sigh. Yeah, prompt appearance. Yeah, that's right. We're going to the bridge first. I was told to head to the bridge. I'm not going other places. I forgive you for not coming to meet me. Yeah, we did leave kind of quick. Given word that your transport was running late, the system notified us when you're on board. So set sail the moment I got on board. Thinking about it, it was unusual that there hadn't been a formal onboarding process beyond the dock staff checking your ID and guiding you onto the Gundog. You'd not realized in your rush, but now it was obvious. But it did make sense that if this was an urgent dispatch, the ship would launch as soon as all its crew was on board. Not a problem, ma'am. I apologize for the tardiness. There's another pause before the captain responds. You can't help but feel a little uncomfortable. Unsure whether the captain is slowly deliberating something or engaging in conversation with as little energy as possible. These things do happen. JFS Gundog. Captain Maris Bartermuse. Maris Bartermuse. This man. From experience, most onboarding procedures have involved greetings and speeches from the captain that have ranged from serious to almost ceremonial. In comparison, Captain Bartolomew's introduction is almost lethargic. Your card, Lieutenant? Oh, is it a key card? Or do I need to give her my card? Need to give her my card. She inspects it for a moment before taking it to a control panel near the captain's chair. You remain in position, not quite at ease, not quite at attention. You watch as she enters some commands to the console before inserting her card into a slot. There's a sound of whirring, followed by a series of beeps, before your card is ejected and the captain takes it back. By selecting Function, you can now access a map of the ship, allowing you to move from one location to another without visiting the in-betweens. If an event happens along the way, you'll move to that location instead. That's nice. You can also view objectives and other information. Info. What's an armored frame? Humanoid machines used by different factions throughout the solar system as a backbone of their own forces. Typically between 15 and 20 meters tall and operated by a single pilot, armored frames are the weaponized versions of worker frames that proved to be instrumental in the outcome of the Solar War. They're largely developed for space combat, but ground-use variations have also proven their value. E-magazine for e-books. Electroshock weapons. Used by the ship's security in the event of crew hostilities, insubordination, mutinies. They fire barbed rounds that contain small batteries that discharge a shock once contact is made. Utilized by ship security in some conventional firearms due to both their non-lethal nature and remove the risk of depressurization. The electroshock weapons on the Gundog resemble an oversized revolver. So yeah, no bullet, no whiz-bang pew guns, no shooty bangs. You don't want to shooty bang a hole in the ship. Europa colony, Stanford Taurus type space colony. What the fuck is a Stanford Taurus type? Stanford Taurus colony. Oh, it's one of those dudes. It's one of the ones. It's like a big ring with a central core. The settlements all around the ring. And then there's like a big long rod come out of it that serves as like a balance. And a bunch of other shit. I know this kind of colony. Kind of like DS9. But DS9 if it had a big old rod sticking out of the bottom. So there's not like as much horizontal space for people. But there's a lot of vertical because it's like the whole ring on the outside is habitation. That's neat. And that spins on its own. Well, I learned something today. Europa Cluster, group of space colonies in orbit around Jupiter's moon Europa. Europa colonies, premier colony. Extravehicular activity, EVA, or spacewalk. I don't know what that is. A flight refers to a squadron of frames. Gravity shell, I was wondering about that. System built in the ship's structure enables artificial gravity. Typically at its weakest towards the exterior, sometimes entirely absent from hangars and launch bays. A gravity shell is too large and resource intensive to be built into anything smaller than a whole ship. Higgs field distortion drive allows speed of light travel. For more information, contact your engineer. Jovian. Anything used by dirty Jupiters. Jovian colony fleet, made up of all the space colonies either orbited Jupiter or her moons. Set up as company towns where inhabitants worked in heavy industry and resource harvesting. Eventually rebelled against the Solar Federation and became an independent entity under Solar Federation jurisdiction. Wait, so they started as company towns. They started as work towns. They started as the fucking Solaris, or whatever the fuck it's called in Warframe. But they got help from the Federation to rebel and make their own faction. And then when the Federation started cracking down on them, they fought back against the Federation with the help of the Martians. The main model of armored frame produced by the JCF, named after the Roman goddess Juno, wife of Jove. Workhorse of the JCF, Junos are favored for their utility, hardiness, and ease of use manufacture. The Gundog carries 2 Juno 3s, the latest version, so we're not stuck with junk. That's cool. Formal name given to Earth's moon once settled by the Solar Federation. Yeah, Lunar. Okay. Coalition space territories, colonies, city-states, large industrial operations in Mars. Originally financed by Earth-based industrialists, but gained self-governance with Solar Federation assistance. So Mars, like Venus, got help from the Solar Federation to become their own entity, and then they all just fought each other. Nuclear pulse engines, yeah baby! Use nukes to provide thrust. Nutrishakes. Meal replacement comes in powdered form, can be added to water to make a beverage that supplies someone's entire nutritional requirement. Used on ships that are too small to carry entire voyages worth of synthetic reproduction rations. PC, planetary calendar, takes over from AD. As soon as Mars was colonized, we switched over. Solar Federation, an Earth-based political entity that, prior to the Solar War, governed the entire solar system. Following defeat the Battle of Lunar, formally surrendered control of all territories, colonies, and installations in Martian space. So they kept their own shit, but Mars Beyond is free game. Conflict between Solar Federation, Allied Forces, Jovian Colony Fleet, and Martian territory started in 206 and ended in 209. Originally caused by disagreement between Earth-based government and of the Solar Federation and other factions. They lost. Long-life ingredients made from hypoallergenic vegan compounds to imitate staple foods such as meats, vegetables, and carbohydrates. Able to be cooked into a convincing approximation of most meals. 10-year shelf life! Okay. I have tasks. Okay. So introduce myself to the captain, the other bridge officer. Visit the whole crew. Get my gun. See the airlock. See the captain's quarters. See Cassandra's quarters. See the central computer. See engineering. See the engine room. Why isn't the engine room in engineering? See fire control. See the hangar. See the mess hall. See the sick bay in that order. And then show Cassandra the mark orders. And, oh, okay, so here's the bridge. Here's the hub. The thoroughfare, the armory, the crew quarters. Alright, while I'm here, though, I gotta talk to everyone here. Thank you, ma'am. I'm authorized to take appropriate electroshock weapon from the armory. Any other questions? Know where to find her. Meet the captain. Let's talk to Vanessa. Excuse me, Lieutenant, I'm currently on duty, so do not disturb me. Vanessa Lord. Let's see how this bitch is in Dojo mode. First off, studio mode I'm sure looks amazing. Yeah, as always. God, that looks so good. I don't want to waste them doing the color. Dojin mode. Ooh. She looks tired in Dojin mode. Yeah, I am the security officer, thank you. Pleased to meet you. Serves a bridge, part of operations. Sanders told me a lot about you. Yeah, what has she said? She said I'm a hot boy, and Vanessa's upset I'm not a hot boy? Well, that's just rude from both of you. Lunk. Yeah, how did I get here? Oh, hey, look at the time. I think it breaks over, Lieutenant Commander Quinn. I think Vanessa needs you to get back to her station. Why does she look mad? Okay. So can I move anywhere on the ship with function? Or do I have to be there first? Like, if I go to the armory? As the two of you leave the central hub behind and travel down the aft side thoroughfare, the hum of the engines continues to grow louder. You'd effectively filtered the noise out of the rest of the ship. As you get closer to the rear ship, its volume increases considerably. Are the engines supposed to be that loud? Are the what? I said, are the engines supposed to be that loud? What? Oh, if you're doing a bit right now, fuck right off. I said, are the engines? Yeah, okay, yeah, she's doing a bit. She can fuck right off tonight. Could have fooled me. I've never been on a ship where the engines are so noticeable. Not supposed to be the Gundog. It's the Swift class, a type of patrol ship that's designed for rapid response. They're made to cover large areas of space quickly and offer basic assistance to ships in distress. That would be the first on the scene to gather intel and issue warnings. So we're fast as fuck, boy. Gundog is basically a huge set of engines with a tiny ship strapped to them. Nuclear pulse engines. So if I keep trying to go to the armory, if anything happens along the way, it's going to stop me. You swipe your key card through the card reader and set into the terminal by the armory's door. There's a slight delay, but quickly enough the terminal flashes a message. Access granted, and the door slides open. First thing you notice about the armory is that the benches and lockers remind you of changing rooms from the training center back in the military academy on Europacon. As you walk past them and take a closer look, you realize they're the exact same kind of benches used on larger ships you've been stationed on, which have sports facilities and changing rooms. It's a locker room. Instead of sports clothing and equipment, these lockers are filled with a selection of combat gear, from body armor or electroshock weapons to a variety of small and light weapons. You know, it's the first time I've ever been inside a ship's armory. Not really surprising, it's only the security detail that would have access. You shouldn't even be in here. Get out. Even in a situation where the ship's expecting to encounter a boarding party, it's security's responsibility to distribute weapons to crew in advance. It's to ensure there's no panic or the crew don't get a hold of weaponry they're not trained to use. You should know this. You're in charge. That is a pretty funny story. Our trainer made me use the hand crank battery charger to recharge all the power pack for punishment. How do you look with your eyes closed in Dojin mode? Oh, Echo Blah. She's not funny. Which reminds me, the captain said I was authorized to collect my sidearm. I should get it whilst I'm here. Look into the gun cabinet. Locker contains a variety of small arms and light weapons, only for use against external hostile forces. Even then, their stopping power is relatively low because of dangers using live rounds inside a ship. Locker contains electroshock weapons, non-lethal, intended to use for crew control in case of mutiny or violence. I'm authorized to take one small weapon from here as part of my role. This one will do. Electroshock gun! Like a little snub fella. I'm gonna shoot someone with it later. What do you mean what's that? It's a gun. It fires a barbed projectile that contains a miniature battery. It's non-lethal, but it hurts. Alright, so instead of coming back to the hub again, let's check out sickbay. The elevator door hissed open, and we both step out into a wide-open room. We're immediately struck with the glare of the high-powered lights that are set in the ceiling, and just as you regain your vision, the powerful aroma of clinical disinfectant burns at your nostrils. Looking around, you see the standard features of sickbay. A set of beds that extrude from the wall on one side, and a large gallery window set into the wall on the other, indicating the presence of a surgery wing. The walls are lined with cupboards and cabinets containing medical supplies and various devices set on countertops. In the middle room is a large desk set to face the entrance. On the side closest to you are two chairs. On the other side sits a figure that you almost mistake for a piece of medical equipment until they look up. Ugh. It's, Hair Doctor, how do you look in Greenscale? Fucking sick. How do you look in Dojin mode? Fucking sick. Oh, you got a robot arm, dude. A robot eye and a robot arm. Don't worry about what? What is he looking into? The ship's doctor, Cypher Rosarium. Cypher Rosarium. Talk about your... She's got poop problems. Intestinal distress. Cassandra grabs the doctor by a sleeve and drags him over to the surgery wing, yanking him through behind her. Once the door closes, you can't hear them, but you can still see the two through the gallery window. You decide to turn your attention away and examine the nearby poster of space illnesses. I now understand space illnesses. That includes any synthetic meats or carbs. Nutri-Shake powders, yay! I respect his fucking game. He is a doctor, he is going to do his job. He does not care about whether or not you're embarrassed. Clipboard. Tummy troubles. Okay, this dude's awesome. I love the doctor. Dr. Rosarian. Let's head to the airlock. It's the main way to get on and off the ship when it's docked. I was here when we got on the ship. got one of the best views on the ship for one thing. It's you look around but can't see any windows. You'd expect to be on a military vessel with an inclusion like that could compromise the structure. Are you gonna open the airlock, you dumb bitch? Sandra strides over the terminal set to the wall next to the airlock hatch and quickly begins typing commands into it. You hear a sequence of beeps and she stands back, gesturing proudly to the screen. Oh, is that an external camera? You look at the screen, but all you see is a dark display with a few errant pixels suspended on it. You stare a little harder at the screen, although it takes you a moment, you eventually realize that's an external feed. Normally you can only see out the Gundog from either the bridge or the hangar. But the ship's covered in small cameras for combat situations. You can access the feeds from the terminals around the ship. That's actually pretty cool. But isn't the view from the bridge or the hangar better? You know, because you're actually looking out? Well, maybe there's always someone else around, so you never get to view yourself. No one ever comes around here, and it's so quiet. It's almost like you're out there. I guess I can see what you mean. It's pretty quiet out this way with a fancy touchscreen like that. It's basically a real view. I can now look outside. Let's see. I also need to captain's quarters, central computer, engineering, engine room, fire control, hangar. So the closest is probably going to be engineering. As the two of you continue through the aft thoroughfare, the thrum of the engines grow louder still. The featureless paneling that has made up the majority of the ship's interior gives way to visible pipes and conduits, and eventually the smooth flooring transitions to grating, revealing more workings underfoot. I want to see this bitch in studio mode. That looks so good! I'm so glad you can just switch back and forth. Finally, the thoroughfare leads into one huge open chamber filled with masses of machinery. Terminal panels set into the side of various apparatus cycles of different readings. The light from the screens reflect off ducts and valves. All this equipment is separated by a grid of catwalks and access ladders. That is a lot of stuff. This is central engineering. Every system aside from the engine and the computer is found in here. The Gundog only has 2 engineers. Yeah, that way they can just stay in the same place and engineer the shit out of one area. What's that? The Phalenic Conversion Unit. You made that up. And what's that? Omnifaceted Wane Shaft. You made that up. Turbo Encabulator. Every day is a school day. No one better be screwing around up there. You both jump as a stern voice barks at you from below. Looking down, you see through the grating that there's another catwalk situated below the one you stood on, with a crew member moving at speed towards the ladder that joins 2 walkways. I swear if I find so much single terminal readout out of place, I'm stuffing the 2 of you into the organics processing system. That's the poop chute. You know about that, Cassie. You got tummy problems. If I have to retrieve one more pen from behind the compressors. The crew member continues to grumble as they ascend. Oh. That's a design for people. Let's see how she looks in studio mode. Fantastic. Though the tank top and the muscles do blend in a little bit. How about in dojo mode? That's a very different vibe, I feel like. Haha, no cheat. Got the pen. Violence. You quickly throw a sharp salute at the woman in front of you without ever checking her rank first. Not only does she loom over you physically, but you quickly pick up on a force of personality that feels like it adds an extra 6 inches to her considerable stature. Oh, what? Oh, I got a text log by using the right stick. That's cool. Mackenzie Cathades. Mackenzie Cathis. Cathis? Cathis. Cathays? Mackenzie. Mackenzie. Chief Engineer. Chief! Ah, yes, my chief. We're an engineering for a tour. I've been on tons of ships, just never a Swift class. Only on strike or supply. I was on the JFS Victory and the JFS Thunderbolt. Victory and Thunderbolt. Don't think either of those two are less than 3 years old, so you probably wouldn't see them with the new streamlined distribution systems. You and Cassandra exchanged a quick, nervous glance as the chief, who previously seemed like she was about to physically throw both of you out of engineering, suddenly begins a conversation with herself. You continue to stand in nervous tension as she ruminates about ship components. That was a flex. Victory with 3rd generation B-Pack upgrades. Yeah, let's keep going. Let's go to the central computer. Swipe your keycard through the card reader set in the terminal by the door leading to the central computer. The door doesn't open, and instead you hear a harsh tone from the terminal, which is now displaying an error message. Looking at a screen, you see a message displayed in large flashing letters. Access denied, insufficient authority. Even as security chief, I can't go in the computer room. I see. Only the captain and operations team are allowed access. Right, that makes sense. Don't fuck with the computer. Oh yeah, she's not going to be allowed near computers again. Main computers, at least. I think engines are here, too? Yeah. Two of you watch from around the corner as Chief Cathis continues to mutter to herself, paces back and forth, checking terminal readout from various displays. Eventually, she heads down the ladder that she climbed to confront you. Now out of sight, Cassandra darts towards the engine room, gesturing you over. Checking over your shoulder in case the chief has reappeared, you make your way to her just in time for the doorway of the engine room to open, and Cassandra disappear inside before you can raise objection. Ooh, big ol' engines. One colossal cylindrical device. Cylindrical. It's cylindrical, kitty. The pulse of the engine is now a tangible sensation. The vibrations in it shakes your whole body. So 2 main engines. That's because it's impossible to get the Higgs field distortion drive any smaller. Oh, she just snuck right up on us. Combination nuclear pulse engines built around a Higgs field distortion drive. So they not only do the faster than light, but they also go with the quick zooms. If the distortion drive wasn't there, the engine could be about 10 times smaller than it is. But instead they combined it as one footprint. I cannot tell you how it... Wait, hold on. No, I can't access my glossary to tell you how an HFTV works. Higgs field distortion drive, keep up. Higgs field distortion drive. It's a drive that allows ships to move far beyond the speed of light, allowed by conventional engines. It's nowhere near as fast as light. It's what lets us get around the solar system without needing to worry about whether we live long enough to see the end of the journey. Higgs boson. As the chief continues on her explanation, you glance at Cassandra, see a thinly veiled look of terror on her face. You can't blame her, as you feel the same way caught in this impromptu lecture. The lecture drags on, you quickly lose track of the chief's explanation. Although you recognize the words she's saying, you can no longer make sense of the context. They come to seem like a meaningless string of sounds. Does that make sense? Yeah, sure, yeah. You push mass. Space is a ketchup packet, and you're the sauce. The sauce. The sauce. Now, what the distortion drive does is the thumb of the universe in the packet. It moves the sauce around by changing the shape of the packet to push the sauce. The packet is the universe, and we're the sauce. You quickly glance back at Cassandra and meet her eyes as she's doing the same thing. You know for certain that neither of you have got it. Okay, so it's kind of folding space, but instead of folding space, you're just kind of pushing. Funny death threats. Sauce. Alright, what do I still have on my agenda? Captain's quarters, fire control, hangar, and mess hall. Let's go to the mess hall. I forgot that the intro to this is kind of beefy. Mess hall. As you head away from the central hub, the noise from the engine goes quieter, and the ambient temperature feels noticeably cooler. Thoroughfare stretched out in front of you, doorways leading to other areas, ship visible in the distance. And here we are in the fortified thoroughfare. Four-side thoroughfare. I did not say Fuffafair. Are you trying to gaslight me? Four-side thoroughfare. Four-five thoroughfare. Four-tide thoroughfare. Four-five thoroughfare. Okay, that was totally worth stopping me. To go to the mess hall. And here we have to highlight the entire tour, the mess hall. Cassandra's face is radiant in happiness as she gestures to the double doorway that you stood by into the mess hall. Looking inside, you see a canteen like any other. Tables, chairs, vending machines, it's all here. Why are you excited about the snack bar when you have poopy tummy problems? They got the red vending machine that stocks spicy potato chips, and the white vending machine that has the chocolate bars. But you can't eat the spicy potato chips because the doctor said your poop's wrong. You got wrong poop. All the fundamental food groups. Big win. A rough voice calls out from further in. You hadn't noticed them previously because of Cassandra's enthusiastic presentation of vending machines. But someone sat in the far corner stands up, drops a half-smoked cigarette into a coffee cup, and strides over. Yeah, she looks neat. Lieutenant Rumney. Yeah, it's okay if you smoke if you sit by the fan. Just blow it out the window. Crack the window quick. I am this hottie. It's me. Haru Rubney. Why are you concerned about my name? Has someone been autistically screeching it for the last few months? Also, you know where my quarters are, right? Yeah? I do know where your quarters... No, I don't know where your quarters are. I haven't actually seen your quarters yet. Okay, since Cassie's right there, we're just gonna deadpan. We're gonna sandbag that one. I'm gonna let this one play out. Well, you're lost, Lieutenant. Ah, she called us nerds. She seems fun. Oh, she's one of the pilots. Okay. She's one of the pilots of the Juno 3s we had. Second best pilot out of 2. Okay. She seems upset. So, fire control, hangar, and then hit all the quarters. So let's head to fire control next door. Moving beyond the mess hall and the hangar access, the two of you continue to the furthest end of the four-side thoroughfare. The door at the very end of the corridor is shut. The words Fire Control painted on it in large censored letters. Cassandra swipes her keycard through the reader of the door before turning to you. So this is the fire control. The gunner's probably here, but you'll see. That is pretty cryptic. Yo, this is a room. As you follow Cassandra through the doorway, your eyes take a moment to adjust as the strip lighting that illuminates the rest of the ship is now conspicuously absent. Instead, the entire room is lit by the phosphorescent glow from an alcove full of screens and readouts. Looking at the screens, each one seems not to be showing much more than a few specks on a black background. From experience, though, you know what you're looking at is a live feed from cameras all over the ship's exterior. Why do you say that airlock's the best view? This place is awesome. What does this look like under, Oh, I forgot to look at Haru in studio mode. We'll check her out later. Okay, that looks cool. That is such a sick shot. In the center of this alcove, facing away from you, is a seat like the ones on the bridge. From this angle, it's impossible to tell if there's anyone in it, but you notice a tiny rhythmic hiss coming from it. Is the gunner here now? You look over Cassandra's shoulder at the back of the seat. You swear you see a quick flicker of movement, but you can't be sure it's not just the flash of a readout reflecting off the surface. Dylan? Let's say hi to Dylan. Cassandra leans back slowly as if trying to surreptitiously sneak a peek at what's on the other side of the chair without it noticing her. She quickly turns back to you after a moment's pause. In the zone for what? Jorking it? Cassandra leans back again after a moment, quietly gestures for you to come take a look. Sat in the chair is a man who looks a little older than you. His eyes are closed and his face a picture of absolute serenity. Bro is jamming. Over his ears are possibly the single largest pair of headphones you've ever seen. As he sits there, oblivious to your presence, his right leg bounces up and down, and his wrists flick constantly. You wonder for a moment if he's okay, before spying a cassette player poking out of his jacket pocket. You realize that the hiss you hear is the slightest whisper of the music that he's listening to escaping from those substantial headphones. Is this okay? Shouldn't he be a bit more attentive? Oh, he's not even on duty? This is just where he chills? This is where he hangs out? What if there's an alert? What if a bunch of loud sirens go off? Is he gonna be okay? This, this feels like she's about to do the same kind of shit that keeps getting her reassigned. Cassandra moves over to a panel just before the monitor laid in alcove, takes her receiver off the wall, and enters a few numbers in the keypad. Test the alert system and fire control. She's totally onto us. In an instant, you see the figure in the chair bolt upright, yank their headphones off, and lay their hands on the fire control systems, their heads snapping back and forth as they rapidly surveyed the wall of monitors. Well, at least he's with it. He's a cool dude. Dylan! Dylan, my man. Alright, so let's see what he looks like in Dojin mode. Oh no! Yeah, you definitely got the... You got the most glow up from this. Lieutenant Theotherm, ship security. Dylan Dees, gunner. This guy's cool. I'm okay with this guy. I'm gonna bite it later. He's too cool not to eat shit when things get serious. Especially the way he's squirreled away in this room. Good to meet you. Don't stop the music. Alright, so we still have... hangar. Let's go to the hangar. As the two of you head down the four-side thoroughfare and away from the crew quarters, Cassie stops by a double-sized doorway and runs her key card through the reader next to it. She instructs, tapping her knuckles on the large warning sign next to the door that reads, Low Gravity Zone. The door opens, she heads through, and you follow her into a wide stairwell. It only takes 2 sets of steps before you can feel yourself grow lighter. By the time you reach the doorway at the bottom, you're almost floating. Yeah, look at those Junos! Stepping into the hangar and onto the catwalk, the first thing that strikes you are the profiles of 2 armored frames stood on guard facing the main area of the hangar. Although you fully expected to see them here, every Jovian ship features at least a few. The sight of the armored frames stirs uncomfortable memories of you, and you inadvertently grit your teeth and squeeze the handrail you grab tightly. Oh, it's PTSD. I'm not okay. think it's just a change in gravity. Yeah, she'll believe that. Ooh, we hit a gravity zone on full stomach and you just borf it? That's uncomfortable. And you borf it in low gravity, too. It's gonna get everywhere. Dalton. You watch as, despite the 15-meter difference between the catwalk and the hangar floor, Cassie nonchalantly places her two hands on the handrail and deftly vaults it into the emptiness. Thanks to low gravity, she doesn't fall, but instead kicks off the railing, propelling herself through the air. As Cassandra drifts off, eventually catching onto one of the armored frame's legs and using it to swing herself around to float in a different direction, you place your elbow on the railing and your head in your hand. You turn your attention back to the stoic features on the armored frame's heads and sigh deeply. Your attention is caught by the cockpit hatch on one of the frames being half open. Looking around, you see everything as you expect. Armor frame weapon racks, storage containers, equipment, all of it restrained appropriately and fastidiously arranged. The cockpit hatch is the only thing that breaks that pattern. He's in the robot. Looking past Cassandra at the armored frames to the ajar cockpit hatch, a thought strikes you. You carry out the same vaulting maneuver that Cassie had performed and kick off towards a huge machine's cockpit. Once close enough, you grab hold of his arm and pull yourself up to the open hatch. A few seconds later, Cassie appears beside you and you both notice the sound of gentle snoring coming from the cockpit. Yeah, this is an operations issue. Fuck him up, girl. Cassandra nimbly clambers up the armored frame, positioning herself right above the cockpit. Bracing herself on the machine's chest, she brings her heel down sharply and repeatedly on the armor. Yeah, kick the shit out of it. You hear a muffled scream from in the cockpit, followed by a dull thud. A string of muttered cursing, and then finally a figure emerges from the cockpit. Dalton! You look like a goober. You're not checking calibrations. But I am checking studio mode. Okay. And how do you look as a dojin? A little rough. Man, sorry, but like this hangar looks so goddamn good in studio mode. I adore this green scale. They didn't have to make a vivid mode. Glad they did, but I would have been totally happy with just the green. She's got no respect. Dalton Grange. Looks like he's scared of everything. Good to meet you, Cadet. Looks like they got you working hard. Take it easy, Cadet. We've all taken a nap in a cockpit in our lives. I've been taking a nap in that cockpit for the last 4 years. Every time I close my eyes. So he's the other engineer besides the chief. So we got 2 pilots, 2 engineers, Dylan fire control, the doctor, the captain, and 2 administrators up there, Cassie and Vanessa. Those two armored frames are both Juno models, the workhorse of the Jovian colony fleet's military. They look like they're a newer type than the one I piloted in the Kalike. Almost piloted. Use robot. Oh, even thinking about using the robot makes me sick. God damn it. Dalton, tell me about the robot. Hey, down, boy. Take it easy. Take it easy. Easy, boy. Just me. Okay, but you're not working at all, so you're not really meeting any of her expectations. You think a woman of her stature uses the maintenance ducts to fuck with you? I'm just getting to know the ship and its crew, finding out what they're all about. So what are you up to here, cadet? So he's working on 2 projects. Oh, he's trying to get his engineering degree. That's nice. He can still work towards it on a ship. That's cool. Like practical experience, getting credits towards your degree. My first project, a high-density rapid expansion emergency sealant for hull breaches. Cool. A compound that's released in case of a breach and seals up cracks. They wanted you to weaponize it? That's... Well, that's pretty much just like birdlime for mobile suits, right? Like, yeah, you can hit another mobile suit with it and gunk it up, or you can hit the side of a colony or a ship and patch it up. I see that being useful. Oh, high mobility Juno adjustment. Cool. Oh, there she is. Alright, so we still have Captain's quarters and Cassandra's quarters. And then take her back to my place. And this is the second set of crew quarters. Hey, I'm on duty right now, Missy. None of this hanky-panky funny business. No, you're literally the last place on the list. I'm not even going to your room, I'm going to Hot Captain's. We got Dr. Rosarian. The Chief's room. Cassandra Quinn. Vanessa. Oh, this was on the way to the captain's quarters. Let's keep going to captain's quarters and we can backtrack. Captain's quarters sits at the end of the corridor, differentiated from the other doors in the corridor by the small insignia that sits above the nameplate. Like the others, the corridor displays the occupant's name, in this case, Captain Maris Bartermuse. Even your role security officer, there are a few rooms in the ship that you don't have access to. This is one of them. There's nothing for you here right now, so you turn back. Then why is it on my task list? Just so I know where it is? Alright. Let's go to Cassie's room. The passcode for the door lock is 0211. It's the same pass she uses for everything. Write that down. Somebody write that down. 0211. It's our anniversary. February 11th. But it's February 20th. You forget our anniversary? I mean, sure, but how messy can you make it in like a day? You haven't even been on this ship that long. A few minutes pass and you continue to stand gingerly outside Cassie's quarters. You hear the occasional footsteps coming from the four-side thoroughfare, but they all move on to other parts of the ship. Thankfully, no one stops by to ask why security is looking outside one of the operation officer's quarters. Cassie! Cassie! You give the door a gentle knock leaning against the wall, continuing to remain on the lookout for anyone who may have some questions about what you're doing out there. How's it going in there? It's still gonna be a fucking mess when I get in there. That last pause is followed by a loud bang and the sound of a small cascade of various objects on the floor. You sigh and step back from the door. If anyone asks, you can always tell them that you're doing spot checks for contraband. It's still a fucking... Damn, girl, you live like this? What is wrong with you? As you step through the door frame, the toe of your boot catches on a discarded pair of leggings, which are held in place by your other foot. As you begin to fall over, you reach out to catch onto something to stop yourself. Unfortunately, the chair you reach out for has a uniform thrown over the backrest, which slips as you grab it, bringing both the chair and the assortment of cosmetics on the seat clambering down to the floor with you. Roaches scatter. Cassie, I thought you said you were tidying up the place. Then why did I just get brained by a fallen hairdryer? There's a tidy system. Shit. You get back on your feet and right the chairs, Cassie quickly grabs the assorted bottles and tubes that fell down with you, placing them grandly back onto any nearby surface. You almost launch into a speech about securely stowing possessions in case of high-speed maneuvers, but you stop yourself. Doesn't the captain ever carry out spot checks or inspections or stop this? From what I heard, her quarters are worse. Jesus. Look at this place. Tell me they're in a space rat somewhere. Alright, what are those photos? Are those printed photographs? They're from our first date at the Europa amusement park. Okay, so like physical photos are a novelty now. I mean, that's weird to say because right now in real life, year of our Lord 2025, physical photos are still a novelty. It's me. I'm a sport man. I like the sport. You wore overalls, denim overalls to a date? That's bold, girl. Didn't even brush her fucking hair? Well, I never knew you were that sentimental. I knew I was onto a good thing when you held her hair back so she could barf. I guess I must have been pretty desperate. Waka waka! Is that just like booze on your bed for casual boozing? Cassie's bed. It currently appears to be acting as a makeshift wardrobe. Does she move all these clothes before she goes to sleep, or do they act like an extra sheet? How does she even have this much clothing on board? What's in your compartments? The front panel storage unit looks like it's barely managing to stay shut. Could that be what the bang was earlier? Like everything else in the room, terminal appears because we need extra storage space. Even the chairs covered in stuff. Since Cassie's in operations, you think she'd make more use out of her terminal more than anyone else on board. I can't see how she uses it at all. I want to use the storage space. I don't know how much stuff Cassie stuffed in there, but I think if I open it, I may never close again. Use bed, baby. I still got the rest of the ship to check out. I don't think there's time for that right now. Let's see. Use photo, shows photo. She written our anniversary on the back, November 2nd. Oh, November 2nd? Oh, fucking Europeans. 2/11, 2/11. That is February 11th, you weirdos. Catch up with Cassandra. The ship's pretty much the same as every other one I've been stationed on. Your tour is first class. Maybe if working in naval operations doesn't work out, you can start your own business as a tour guide back on Europa. You have all the insider knowledge already, and you've only been stationed here a few... This is a few days worth of mess? Imagine all the insider knowledge you can share about Europa color. Maybe a bit more about the workers first. Anyway, how are you finding the Gundog so far? Not too bad. It's like the station of the Reliant, but a whole lot smaller. There's a lot less to do, so you get more free time. Captain Bartholomew is pretty lax compared to Captain Singh. You get the impression the whole crew is a bunch of burnouts? Yeah. Except for us. No, I'm burned out, baby. I'm burned out. How do you feel about transferred from the Reliant? Yeah, I'm sure the captain had some words. Your academy scores are excellent. You've been a good captain. I wasn't gonna give you the speech, it just... Oh, she's an orphan. You'd be sad about her no parents. Cassie. I do actually care. I'm written to care. I wasn't gonna give you the big speech about it. I figured you already had it from everyone else. I just want to make sure you were okay. I figured you were feeling worse than you let on. Being bumped down from, like, the equivalent of the Titan or the Enterprise to this piece of shit, I'd feel pretty bad. It's gonna be okay, you know? A ship like this isn't the worst place to be for a while. If things work out okay, you also put a transfer back to a bigger ship. JCF's building up its Navy. Doesn't work out, you can still be a tour guide. I think you'd be great at whatever you decide to do, and whatever that is, I'll be here to support you. I am locked in. Cassie? What did you do? What do you want to do with it in shore leave? Since we're on the same ship, our shore leave lines up. Yeah, sure, more dates, of course. The new colony they've added to the Europa cluster. It has an ultra-efficient water handling plant, and it has a water park. It's a park with water. Pools and slides and rivers and people piss in all of them. Grey Wolf Lodge. Rah. In the future, we still have water parks. Alright, does that count as catching up? Yep, all I got left to do is show her my quarters. Yeah. Show her my quarters. My quarters, baby. So your quarters down this way. That's right, why? Well, what do you mean you're wondering where I'd be? You live in the other quarter section. There's 5 doors. Yours is 1. You see the name on the other 3. Where do you think I was going to be? You hadn't transferred me over here yet till you got here. And you already had your quarters set up with the other administrative quarters. Like, where did you think I'd be? I mean, I technically have my own little special room because I'm the 5th, like the captain's quarters is. I'm just slumming it. With the pilots and the losers. And the Dylans. The head of security is typically under the captain's instruction anyway, so it makes sense that my quarters are down this way. Yeah, I met Haru. Haru's here. Haru's room. Hanson Cruz. I know this guy. Not only Gundog, I knew him back on the Kalike. The guy I told you about. You transferred me here and you didn't know this dude was here? Dalton's room. Galen's room. Let's go to my room. As you step to your quarters, Cassandra follows you in. She stands by the door for a moment, looking around the room before turning to face you. I literally just got here. Yeah. I'm pretty sure your bag exploded too. Jovian military supplies just aren't what they used to be. Maybe it's an operator error. No, just being a possibility. What's happening? Is it not? Does my chair need to be aligned with the terminal? Wait, that looks like it's bolted to the floor. What do you mean aligned? Bitch. And that's all my tasks. I don't appear to have anything else to do. I've met Captain Maris, so aside from my normal duties, there's nothing I need to do right now. Use bread. Oh. With Cassandra leading the way, the two of you leave your quarters behind you and step into crew quarters corridor 1. Cassandra pauses for a moment, looking left and right before turning back to face you with a smile on her face. The one and only Gundog. I did. Probably up there in the top 5 ship orientations. Okay, you're right. Top 3. Well, I didn't get triple shift on a Thunderbolt, so if that didn't happen, I guess Thunderbolt would be my favorite orientation. 5 stars, great tour, especially the guide. Duties don't begin until tomorrow. I don't really have anywhere I need to be, so we looked at literally every room. We met Chief, we met Dylan, met Vanessa, we met a girlfriend, met the doctor, met the captain, met Haru. We didn't meet this prick, but that's fine. It's called a day. I know the captain seems pretty relaxed, but I don't want to make a habit of late starts. Yeah, naps are nice. Take a nap. Well, look who it is. The Collect Coward. You don't even need to look beyond Cassandra to know who's standing at the entrance to the corridor. Although you'd recognize the mocking tone anywhere, the real giveaway is the nickname. One you thought you'd escape a long time ago. Hansen Cruz, or as you knew him, Collect 3. One of the members of the Collect Squadron who had taken part in the battle, he'd be the only one to return. What's this asshole look like? Oh, that's rough. Woof. They came a long way on that art. Even then, that'd only been after the ceasefire had been signed. A full 13 hours? What the fuck was he doing alone for 13 hours? From what you heard from the other crew members, he'd survived by playing a game of cat and mouse with the enemy in a debris field. By shutting down most of his systems and hiding amongst the wreckage, he'd been able to launch surprise attacks, taking down his pursuers one by one. So he just fucking like Rambo'd his way through the entire enemy fleet. And when he came back to Kalike and saw your armored frame still suspended from the restraints, he had instantly blamed you for the squad being wiped out. If you'd taken off when you're supposed to, he argued, the squadron would have been at full strength, enough to survive the surprise attack. No amount of technical data or arguing that had been physically impossible for you to launch would change his mind. The destruction of the Collect Squadron was on your hands. The worst bit was that you weren't entirely sure he was wrong. Hey, it's Haru. Oh, don't start this shit. When Haru came and told me that some lieutenant called Theo Thunk was a new security officer, I had to take a look. You think I just got discharged for something that in every single metric is not my fault? This dude's a pro hater. Got a little bit of a jiggle physic to him too. Motherfucker, you're here too. Talking shit about me? If you're Mr. Big Hero who soloed an entire unit, how do you end up here? You instinctively make your hands into fists, but unconsciously quickly before Hansen notices. You haven't been stationed on the same ship as him since the Collect. We've run into him a few times on board the colonies, which you're both on shore leave. Each time had ended badly. Oh. Bro, I am literally in charge of you, and I will tase your ass if you want to keep giving me shit. I feel like a big man when I have a gun and you don't, so I'm going to assert my authority as security chief. You almost lash out at Hansen, but stop yourself before you do. The two of you are on the ship together whether you like it or not, and the last thing you want is to let him know that he can get arrived at so easily. You fight the urge to just draw your electroshock weapon here and now. No, do it. Do it. Let him up. It'd be easy to put an end to this that way, you think. You know that in the long term would probably be the worst decision you can make. Instead, you grit your teeth. Stand down, Ensign. This kind of behavior is out of line. Oh, he's one of those fucking guys. He better be a good fucking pilot. Won't even stand... The fuck are you talking about? I'm standing up to you right now. Yeah, say nothing, Haru. Okay. I can hit him now, right? It's fair for me to... But on what grounds? If he's just talking shit, you can't really... Oh, I want to fucking swing on him. But instead, I'll take the coward's route of lauding my superior position over him. Strong and silent? No. No. Just be demeaning to him. You step up to Hansen and place your hands on your hips. Squaring directly up to him, you look into his eyes and wait for him to blink. A few 10 seconds pass, but eventually he blinks first. You hold on to the sigh of relief for now. Ensign Cruz, that's a request from a senior officer. I suggest that you don't force the Lieutenant Commander to make it an order. You're so close that you can feel Hansen's hot breath on your face as he exhales through his nose and smirks. Oh, dude, I'm trying to give you a way out here. I really am. You're not my friend. You hate my fucking guts. When I'm gonna need a friend like him? You've been talking shit about me to unrelated people before you even knew that I was coming. Ooh. Oh, dude, no. Why do you keep hitting her about it? You take a deep breath and... Oh, God, I want to fucking hit him. Chat, I just want to fucking hit him. Oh. Now, let's just stand up to him. I'm in charge. I'll shock his ass if I have to. With Hansen's hot breath in your face, you do everything you can to not bat an eye at the last comment. But despite your best efforts, your hands are clenched into fists. As much as you like to put 50,000 volts to him for insubordination, insulting superior officer, you know that would be letting him win. Instead, you glare into his eyes for a few seconds more. You can almost feel his hatred for you radiating from him like an aura, and it takes all the bravado you can muster to knock the step down. The two of you stand like that for longer than you'd like, until she gets mad. Oh no! Why would we be in sickbay? What are you gonna do to us? Both Stu and Hansen are taken aback for a moment, like two school children who've been caught in a playground squabble. You turn to Cassie to Hansen back, trying to come up with something to say. Similarly, Hansen's air machismo has been dented by the surprise outburst. What did I do? Ensign Cruz, I want you to report to Chief at 0400. Clean out the poop chutes. Let's go. Dumb bitch. Discuss what? I didn't do anything. Yeah. For the first time since you met him, Hansen looks lost for words. He stands here for a moment, mouth agape. Hansen thrusts both his hands to his jacket pockets, turning on his heel, and heading away towards the thoroughfare. He cocks his head, gesturing Haru to follow him as he leaves. Before the pair are fully out of sight, he turns back to the face of YouTube. Oh, fuck right off, dude. I did everything I can without wrecking your ass. With this parting shot fired, both Haru and Hansen disappear around a corner. You and Cassie stand there, watching the space where they've been. Cassie crosses her arms and she taps her foot furiously. What an absolute dick, yeah! See what we gotta put up with for the last 4 years? I told you he's a real... What? What do you mean? I told you about him, he doesn't back down, you gotta... So what do you want me to do? I can't just let him abuse me still. You pause for a moment and feel your cheeks grow flush. You suddenly feel a sense of shame for being caught out acting so childishly. Yeah, asshole. Still feeling a bit sheepish about your behavior in front of Cassie, you manage to smirk. Thanks for stepping in there. I shouldn't have stooped to his level. Sure, I guess I'll catch you in the morning. Sounds good. One more thing. What's that? Cassie steps forward, places her hands on your waist, and stands on tiptoes, raising her foot. She's fucking short. You close your eyes and tilt your head slightly in response. For a moment, your lips meet yours, you forget everything that just happened. All you can focus on is the softness and delicate warmth. After a moment, Cassie slowly moves back and you open your eyes, find her gazing at you intently. You both share the same gentle smile before she steps away. As Cassie walks away, she spins on her heels, gives a quick wave, and turns back, heading further down the corridor. So in the demo, I did swing on his ass at the first chance. I did not let it go that long. I don't know if it changes, you keep letting it go through the prompts. Like, I didn't have any mention of my stun gun when I played the demo. But I just slugged him. I fucking swung. I think he caught him, actually. But we ended up having a brawl, and Haru had to separate us, and Cassie got so fucking mad, I didn't get a kiss at the end of the night. She just refused to fucking talk to me. Both of us got put in solitary for the night. As you step into your quarters and head over to the bunk, the door hits shut behind you. You stand there for a moment with a smile still on your face before you let outside and sit down. Staring at nothing in particular, you mull over the day's events and Cassie's words forever. Big day ahead tomorrow, huh? You sigh. We'll see. April 23rd, Planetary Calendar 214. 4 days have passed since the JFS Gundog departed on its mission to rendezvous with the JFS O'Brien. In that time, her crew, including Lieutenant Theo Thermk, have fallen into an easy rhythm of life aboard the ship. Give me a sec. I'm gonna go get some water real quick. Be right back. Okay. Water acquired. Doritos acquired. Kitty acquired. Big old blanket acquired. Even as the Gundog enters the outer limits of Jovian space and is due to meet the O'Brien, there's little for the crew to do, and a general sense of routine permeates the atmosphere. Outer Jovian space. Aboard the Jovian patrol ship, JFS Gundog. You're just finishing the last of your coffee as a shrill series of electronic pips begin sounding from your wristwatch. Without looking to check the time, you turn off the alarm and rise from your seat, knocking back the last of your drink once you stood up, and taking the empty cup back to the food vendor. It's easy to lose track of time on board the military ship, where light is kept at a constant level, so you rely on a series of alarms you programmed. You know this one means your shift is due to start in a few minutes, giving you time to finish whatever you may be doing. You place the cup back to the vendor, but the machine latches onto it, retracts in the empty space, and is quickly sealed by a sliding panel. As the sound of muffled whirring begins, you turn back to face the empty mess hall. Time to carry out the day's security checks then. Let's see. I need to stop by fire control, the hangar, and engineering. Check that everything's going as it should. So, let's check out fire control, because that was the first on our list. And it's next door. You feel a bit awkward checking on fire control as part of security report. Although Dylan is always friendly enough, you can't help but feel like you're intruding on his personal sanctuary. It doesn't help that his headphones are just so big that short of shaking him, it's hard to get his attention. But here we go. What's up, man? Dylan, my man. Oh, hey, Dylan. You been alright? I've been listening to your music. Oh, so you're timing your playlist for when I get here. That's cute. That's pretty impressive. Aren't you gonna get bored of listening to the same albums every morning, though? Nah. Yo. Dude has made a timed playlist for my visits on shuffle. Speaking of the mission, you know the drill. Anything unusual. Not even a scrap of debris. So long range picked up the O'Brien so far. Which I guess they can tell it's the O'Brien because it matches like its power outputs or something. Or at least what is this called? A rapid class ship? There's strike class. There's supply class. Yeah, I think the O'Brien and the Gundog are rapid classes. Yeah, I thought so. We're so deep in Jupiter's backyard, I don't think we'll be seeing anything aside from the O'Brien. Pausing for a moment as you idly shift your focus from one screen to another, a flicker on one screen catches your attention. What was that? The screen here just flickered. What did the reading say? Oh, that's a long-range targeting system. The communication system has been on the fritz. Ooh, okay. That's the kind of thing you should be filling me in on, Gunner D's. Nuts. If our targeting system aren't properly operating, then I need to make sure the captain knows. Oh, let me know next time. That's it though? Nothing else? Nothing? Keep it up, Gunner D's. Nah, you're still Dylan to me. You're cool. Alright, back out to the thoroughfare. And let's head into the hangar. Let's see. Although you take the first few stairs normally, by the time you reach the hangar entrance, you're skipping almost every step. Gliding through the door of the catwalk, you grab the railing and heave yourself over it. As you continue to float lazily through the wide open space of the hangar, you start your visual checks. Walkways clear, access points marked, munitions stowed, All the equipment and supplies seem to be everywhere they should be. You casually shift your weight to one side of your body, causing you to begin to spin slowly. As you rotate, the glare from the hangar light reflects off an armored frame's camera lens. This is watching you. Quickly dismissing the thought, you turn your attention back to your duties. Eventually, you arrive at the end of the hangar, where you plant your feet on the thick steel of the main door. From this angle, you can take in everything that you might have missed, including Dalton, who you can see amongst the storage units, his attention fixed intently on a collection of parts in front of him. Cadet Dalton, attention! The junior engineer suddenly snaps to attention the second he hears your call, inadvertently launching a pair of pliers he was holding out in an open space at the hangar. Without gravity to stop them, you continue to sail through the air. At ease. You time your launch from the door exactly to allow yourself to grab the pliers to float over the startled cadet. I believe these are yours, cadet. Yeah, you didn't know it was coming. The same time I always come, according to Dylan, punctually like clockwork, every day for the last 4 days. Relax, Dalton. I'm just doing my rounds. I'm not here to check up on you, specifically. Cool. Just tell me if anything's fucked up. Just the usual. Everything okay in here? You haven't noticed any mechanical failures? Everything's working out as should? Suspicious activity? Gremlins? Aliens? Oh, cool. So because we have asshole on poop shoe duty, he has more time to play with his foam project and his high mobility Juno project. Test it soon. Yeah, so fill paint rounds with sealant, shoot something with the paint rounds, see if it hardens. The ones the armor frame pilots use in practice combat to show when they hit each other? Good news! Well, if there's nothing I need to know, I'll head out. Let me know if you see anything out of place. Yeah? What's up? No. No. Talk to me, Dalton. Dude, I did leave. It's been 2 seconds. Come on, man. I'm not exactly a rush off my feet doing rounds. Talk to me. Okay. What do you want? Yeah, you're a good enough kid. I don't see any reason why I can't just say you're doing something cool and important. But it is your job. That's fine, I'll help the kid out. I'll take care of it. Yeah, just show us some cool results. So I gotta go to the chief next anyway. I'll tell her that you're up to something. Speaking of which, let's go back to fire control real quick and see if Dylan has anything to say. Attrition of replicants? Yeah, it's from pretty good fucking music. Firebombing. Firebombing. Totsugeki Lonely Heart. I'm gonna get them a bit less rock. I really liked Lin. Oh, fuck off. Lin Minime. Taking a screenshot last 30 seconds so I can share this shit. mass-produced twee stuff. They're just taking the shit, ain't they? Princess Maria ballads. Marina's stupid fucking sad song on the Final Battle 00. The peace song. I mean... No, apparently I'm listening to Firebomber. I know he's saying firebombing, but it's absolutely Firebomber. Don't fuck with me on that. Okay, leave the tape for me next time you pass by my quarters. Coming in. You declare to the cavernous expanse of machinery and access ways that make up the engineering section. You've been instructed to announce your arrival by the chief. Since last time you didn't, she nearly dropped a filtration unit on you. You made a point to make sure not to forget. Accessway clear, no visible detritus, nothing seems to be malfunctioning. You stop midway through your visual checks, and no one's throwing off heavy machinery to teach me a lesson in proper conduct. It doesn't take long for you to finish your daily checklist. The chief runs such a tight ship that you don't really expect much less. Now you think about it, she hasn't given you your daily grilling about how insulting it is that you think these daily checks are necessary. Chief? Chief? That's weird. Like the chief's not be at her assigned duty station. I'll have to tell the captain. Oh. Looking up, you see the chief engineer leaning dangerously across the safety rail of a walkway a few levels above you. Behind her is a massive cabling pouring out of an open panel. Good morning. Sorry, Chief, it's pretty loud in here. Nothing's running above a safe decibel limit. You quickly mentally calculate the time it would take her to get down to where you are and the time you need to get out. Although you fancy your chances, you wouldn't bet money or your ears on it. Must be me then. Anyway, I'm just filling out the data report, Chief. What's going on up there? One of those clowns at the colony dock who took part in the maintenance process done something stupid at long-range... Oh, right, because our long-range communications are down. Well, they're not down. Okay. So they're just getting a shitload of feedback for the last 12 hours. So that's like 3.5 days after we left port. Why would it show up just 3.5 days after? Seems like a weird amount of time for a hardware issue to flare up, right? I assume we're going to be using long-range sensors the first 3 days. Huh. Must be the system Dylan was talking about. Are you sure there's nothing out here that could be sending a signal? Broadcasting the O'Brien, one of our reconnaissance satellites. So, chat, we're all in agreement that it's like aliens or drones or alien drones or some bullshit, right? Or like enemy forces hiding. There's no way it ain't. Okay, well, in that case, Chief, you can let the captain know. Okay. I'll put down a report for the captain, okay? Okay, thanks for the heads up, okay. Down report to the captain. Gonna go to the aft thoroughfare. Gonna go to the central hub. Gonna go to the bridge. Oh, right. I have to go back to engineering and tell the chief that Dalton's not going to be there for a bit. One more thing. Are the issues of the long-range system going to be interfering with standard maintenance? You have to have operations help you out? Yes or no, Chief? Yeah, about Dalton. Oh, you already know about his project. Actually, Chief, now that you mention it, Dalton says he's a little busy with his project at the moment, and that's stopping to throw the whole thing off. So I said I'd cover some of the maintenance tasks. Yes, Chief. Yes, Chief. As the silence between you and the Chief drags on, you begin to regret offering to do Dalton a favor. Now that you think about it, what exactly do you know about maintenance? Not only is the Chief going to give Dalton grief for passing on his workload, you're going to get it in the neck for... Oh, okay. You let yourself relax. Thankfully, it looks like the Chief's got something on the soft side after all. What do you need? The Chief turns away from you and squats down, rummaging around your tool pack. The battery of the emergency spacesuit radio packs and the airlocks all do a replacement. Take these and switch them out for the old ones, okay? He casually swaps 2 battery packs you're about to catch, surprised with your left heft. I got charged batteries, baby. Swap out the batteries of emergency spacesuits and bring the old ones back. I now have batteries. And my gun. So go back to Thoroughfare. Alright, let's see. Chief said there's the batteries and the suit radios need changing. Firmly grabbing the locking mechanism handle on the suit's container, you twist it 90 degrees clockwise, and then pull. The door offers more resistance than you expect. Once fully open, it remains in place. Reaching inside the container, you hold your left hand against the suit's rigid breast panel and grab the large black block of plastic that protrudes from the panel's left side. With a tug, the block pulls away, trailing a curling cable that keeps it connected with the suit. As you pull away from the suit, you flip the radio over and examine it. The bottom half of the device consists of a pistol grip with secondary microphone and speaker, which allow it to be used separately from the suit. Your thumb rests comfortably on the push-to-talk button. The top half of the unit's underside is a backlit LCD screen showing the current frequency and student and battery level. Below the screen sit a few ambiguous buttons. To its sides, a dial, tuning, and a power switch. This unit holds the main workings radio's receiver and transceiver. The wire that anchors it to the suit connects it to the small microphone and speaker inside the helmet. Flipping the whole unit around with the underside, you see a small latch into a recess, which you pull down with your thumb, releasing the cover and letting the old batteries slide out. Old battery out. You murmur to yourself as you take it with your spare hand before sliding the opposite pocket from the fresh batteries. And now to put the new batteries. What if I just put the old batteries back in? Can I? New battery in. With the battery replaced, you reattach the compartment cover, which snaps back into place. Once you set the radio onto its mount, the suit's breast panel, step back, close the suit's container door, and twist the locking mechanism 90 degrees. One down, you move the other, and repeat the process. Let's take a quick look outside. You know, one of these times I'm going to look out there and there's going to be something that's going to be weird. Let's see, Thoroughfare, Engineering, Use, the battery charger. Wait, how do I have to talk to her to use it? Okay, but how am I charging the battery? What's... Oh, it's that. That's okay. So use that item, batteries. Help Dalton. Okay. Now, let's get back out to Thoroughfare, back out to Hub, and to the bridge, report to the captain. Actually, let's... Even though I only had a couple tasks, let's take a look around real quick. No, I didn't really come here to... I'm not really here for her poop shakes either. I'm not here on the captain's orders. Yeah, back on your clipboard. Alright, that guy's fine. I wonder if I can find Haru. So I can talk mad shit around behind his back to her. Nope. Okay, so there's really nothing happening here. Central Hub. Bridge. Alright then, no sense delaying seeing Bartomuse. I declare myself stepping onto the elevator and throwing a salute. Looking around the room to see Vanessa remains focused at her station, not paying attention to the slightest. And Cassie stands from her station and comes over to you, a wide smile on her face. Because we kissed a few days ago. As you remain at attention, you notice that the captain's chair is empty. At ease, Lieutenant. Captain Bartomuse isn't with us, so I'm in charge of you today. A small tut comes from Vanessa. If Cassie heard it, she doesn't show it. Oh, is that right? Can we make our report? Oh, she's not feeling well. That's unfortunate. Vanessa makes another, louder tutting noise. Cassie pauses for a split second, carries on. Oh, so we're about to contact the O'Brien. Perfect. Bitch. Yeah, of course, here's the report. You clear your throat, feeling a bit awkward. Although you've been on the ship together for the past few days, you mainly see each other between shifts. The rank really didn't mean much. Cassie acting seriously didn't really seem like Cassie at all. Security report for April 23rd, PC-214. No breaches or hazards to report, ma'am. No sign of immediate threats, security risks, the ship herself, and all standard shipboard operations proceeding as expected, with little likelihood of disruption. Nothing. Well, the Chief has run into some feedback issues on long-range communications, which impacted the visuals on the long-range targeting system, but we're fine. Cadet Grangel's completed the system to load high-density foam and develop into training rounds. That's neat. That's it. Business as usual, here's my report. You reach in your jacket pocket and take a hold of a written copy of morning report as well as a complete checklist, which you then pass to Cassie. Once in her hand, she flicks through them casually, giving them a quick once-over. Yes, ma'am. As Cassie turns away the documents in hand, she glances across the display screen showing the time. Yeah, where is the O'Brien? We picked it up from targeting control. Vanessa begins to flip switches and twist dials, filling the quietness of the bridge with a series of noises that range from annoying buzzes to painfully shrill screeches. After a few moments of communication, we know the main screen illuminates, and a slightly distorted voice speaks. Look at that dude. Does that say Jay Bashir? Is that fucking Julian? Yeah, it is Bashir. Okay, so it's Julian Bashir. It's Deep Space Nine. So they made it. All right. With Lieutenant Bashir from the O'Brien relatively clear on the communication window, Cassandra hastily grabs the microphone. Don't hit on my girlfriend, you genetic freakazoid. Yarg. Is everyone okay? Cassie? Cassie? Even before your eyes adjust to the minimal lighting of the bridge, you kneel down and reach out in the darkness, trying to find where Cassie has collapsed onto the deck. You search blindly for a few seconds till your hands meet her shoulder and you move towards her. Cassie? Cassie, say something. Cassie? Cassie? Don't you fucking ignore me. Lieutenant Lord, call sick bay and get the doctor up here. Why not? Oh. Oh, we're dead in the water. You rise quickly and dash over the elevator, slamming your hand on the call button. I'm going to take Cassie down to sick bay. You can. Aside from your voice, the whole room remains totally silent. Most conspicuously absent, though, is the whirring of the elevator that would take you directly to sick bay. You rapidly press a call button in frustration. I mean, yeah, but it can't be offline. It's a fucking spaceship. There's redundancies. What do you mean? What how do we get them online? Well, that's a pretty dumb security feature. The entire ship just goes lockdown without power if the computer suffers a fault. You grit your teeth to stop yourself snapping back at Vanessa. In the heat of the moment, all thought of process and procedure had left you completely. All you've been thinking about was getting Cassie to sickbay. Placing your head in your hand, you pinch the bridge of your nose and try to focus. That's that's right, but is the order to reboot the central computer given from the bridge? Why can't we? All right. Okay, the captain who's currently in her room for bed rest, or the second in command who is currently collapsed on the ground. Vanessa turns to look at Cassandra, who shifts slightly. As she continues to talk, your head back to. Oh, she continues to talk. You head back to Cassie, kneeling beside her and placing her in a recovery position. Feeling the cold steel of the floor as you turn Cassie over, you take off your uniform jacket and lay it over her. There's gotta be something we can do. Yeah, but we don't. What about the O'Brien? Can we contact them? But we don't have systems. I. She's not making this hard to understand, dude. We don't have systems. Yeah, everything is offline. You kneel over Cassie, your mind races through what Vanessa has just told you. You know that she's right, that all the ship's emergency action plans revolve around the backup systems being operational, and without them online, there's next to nothing that can be done within the ship. Your mind catches on to that point for a minute, and you can't help but wonder whether whoever wrote that plan was optimistic enough that they couldn't see a situation where the backups failed. As we got backups for backups. And if your backups go down, then you're just probably dead. Or whether they were so pessimistic they felt those systems were out of commission. There's no real hope for the crew either. Yeah, exactly. I just said that. Game. God damn it, game. Pushing that thought out of your head, you desperately try to figure out a way to get Cassie to the sick bay. There's got to be something you know about the ship that would help. In all your time you spent working security officer, there's got to be something you've picked up that would. That's it. In the crew quarters, the panels by the bunks can be removed and replaced. People use the space and structure to hide contraband. The ship's maintenance crawlways are accessed the same way. You head back over the elevators, but this time, instead of trying to call them, you begin to run your hands over the seams in the wall panels on either side. Eventually, you notice a gap a few inches in length. Normally, maintenance would have a special tool to access this, but you do the same thing with. I know I got it somewhere. My penknife. Am I supposed to use an item? Keycard. Taking your ID card out of your pocket, you slide it into the gap in the seam until it meets some resistance about halfway. You slide it up and down a few times, you feel it stick in something, at which point you push harder. Suddenly, you hear the sound of multiple catches disengaging, and the panel falls towards you. Taking the wall panel in both hands, you place it to the side of where it used to be attached. Now, instead of solid wall, you can just about make out an absence long enough for someone to fit inside, with a series of rungs heading down into the darkness, which opens up once they pass by where the elevator currently sits. It's a Jeffries tube! What do you mean, how do I know how to do this? I'm security. Fuck off. It's one of the first tricks you learn as a security officer. Ship crews get very creative with where they stash things. With these panels, it makes sense that the maintenance crawlways are accessed in a similar way. You're not being helpful. I can go down. You grit your teeth and breathe. You hadn't talked to Vanessa much since you first met, but now you're beginning to understand why she always ate alone in the mess hall. If I can get in up here, it means that I can get down in the central hub. From there, I can see if I can get the emergency input codes from the captain and make contact with the chief in engineering. Yes, I believe I can get through with the walls. Lieutenant Lord, would you please kindly. No, shut the fuck up. Cassie's not awake to corral me in this time. Shut the fuck up. Although the sudden outage of the ship's systems, as well as the failure of all the backups, was stressful enough, you felt on some level you'd be able to handle it. It's just a mechanical failure, something the chief was probably working on this very moment. What you couldn't deal with was Vanessa's bitch ass attitude. I get it, alright? I get it. Everything's offline. Message received. Loud and clear. But I'm not going to sit around and do nothing but listen to you whine when everyone else on the ship is counting on me to do something. Vanessa's mouth hangs open in shock as she tries to stammer out a response, but you quickly cut her off. Now I'm going to leave you here and get this fixed. You either sit there and wait for the air to run out, or get your head out of your ass and start helping. Vanessa continues to gape at you in disbelief, completely taken aback by your outburst. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, get the intercoms up. Get the backups up. Get the intercom backups up. You inadvertently sigh loudly as you turn around and reach in the crawl space, grabbing a rung and then placing your foot one lower down. Hopefully I can get things back online with the chief and the captain's help. Just Just look under Cassie until then, okay? Vanessa turns away from you, continuing to adjust the inputs on the communication system. With that, you lower yourself into the darkness, taking it one rung at a time. Once you're past the stationary elevator, you can feel the space you're in open up around you. Carrying on downwards, you reach behind you every so often to see if you can feel the catch system that would keep the access panel attached. After a few attempts to find it, your fingers eventually brush over a catch, and with some coercion you manage to get it released, causing the whole panel to fall off the wall behind you and clatter onto the floor of the central hub. As you step out of the crawlway, a loud banging starts from nearby. You immediately reorient yourself to face the room, placing your hand on your electroshock weapon just in case. As you scan the room in dim lighting, the banging continues, and you realize it's not coming from anywhere in the central hub, but one of the elevators. With your hand still hovering over your weapon, you slowly move towards the noise, trying to make as little sound as possible, hoping that whatever or whoever is making it doesn't know you're there. Despite the darkness, you can still see the elevator doors are open slightly, with an inch or so gap between the two doors. As you angle yourself to try to see what's inside, your question is answered. Oh, it's this douchebag. Or were you in the elevator when it went down on your way to clean out the poop chutes like I punished you to? Idiot. You pause for a moment. You haven't seen Hansen since the other day outside your quarters. Yeah, I'm waiting because it's you. As Hansen continues to call out, you size up the situation. With the darkness of the room, you could easily come and go without him being able to tell that's you. On top of that, it's unlikely he'd be able to force open the elevator doors on his own. Jorkin. It's petty, but part of you almost relishes the idea of seeing how it feels to be trapped and unable to do anything. Also, he might, suffocate in there for real. Oh, I'll let him out, but if he's gonna be a dick again, he doesn't get a pass in the next one. You hold it for a second before releasing one last constant sigh. Alright, Ensign, I'll take the door on the right, you take the door on the left. On the count of 3, we pull. If I have a chance to leave him here now, I'm going to. I immediately regret my decision. Cruz, do you want to get out of there or not? Alright, here we go. 1, 2, 3. The two of you both heave against the elevator doors, which shift slightly, but not enough for Hansen to get out. Okay, again. 1, 2, 3. This time the doors yield a little more efforts. After they open a few more inches, you step back to catch your breath and watch as Hansen sticks his arms through the gap, but struggles to get any further out. Once more, we should have you out of there. Oh, dude, I will just... If the game gives me an option, I'm leaving you here right fucking now. You freeze for a moment as all your muscles stiffen reflexively and a wave of anger flows through you. Cut off his arm! Excuse me, Ensign? You'd have what? Talk shit, what are you doing? Think hard about your answer. Give me the wrong one, and you can get out of this shit on your own. That's what I thought. Keep walking, keep walking. Here we go, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, but the backups are down. The backups have no backups. They didn't think you'd need backups. They clearly did not properly prepare for this eventuality. You pause for a moment. Despite having been on the bridge when everything went wrong, you probably have as much an idea as Hansen would. Honestly, I got no idea. I was on the bridge, made contact with the O'Brien. Oh, the O'Brien. Jesus fuck. Bashir and O'Brien. Really? There's this flash, and then Cassie was knocked out. All the systems were offline, even the backups. I managed to get off the bridge using the crawlway. Now we're trying to figure out how to reboot the computer and get everything back. Yeah, it's go help the engineering do that. I have not seen Haru. Yeah? Yeah, you fucking better run. Pilot quickly turns on his heels and disappears in the darkness. Don't mention it. So, first off, let's check the thoroughfare. Oh no. As you leave the central hub and enter the long corridor that comprises the thoroughfare, the first thing you notice is the sound of your steps on the metal floor ringing out and echoing away down the corridor. Normally, the vibrations of the engines would dull this noise and would be barely perceptible over their low and steady rumble. You got to the point where you didn't even notice the constant noise down on this end of the ship, but now that the corridor is silent, its absence hits you. And I can't get to engineering, because there's a fucking door in the way. At the end of the thoroughfare, the corridor would normally transition from corridor engineering. Instead, you're met with a substantial blast door with the word engineering stencil on it. You run your hand over the surface before rapping on it with your knuckles. Rather than the low ring that would indicate a relatively thin door, this returns a higher pitch noise. It's significantly thicker than normal. Unlike the rest of the doors in the ship, which are designed as entrances and exits, this one exists more to block off one section. You instantly dismiss any thoughts of forcing it open. It's like even the contents of the armory couldn't shift it. After a minute or two fruitlessly expecting it, you just shrug to yourself. The only thing you can do right now is hope the chief is nearby. Alright, Chief! You pound on the door with your fist, hoping the sound makes its way through. Alright, Chief, can you hear me? You continue to pound the door and yell, stopping every so often to hear if there's any response. Chief, I'm out here, Chief, hey! After a few minutes worth of attempting to make contact, you stop and flex your fingers on your right hand, cracking your knuckles to try to dismiss the discomfort. Given the size of engineering, you begin to think about how close the chief would have to be to even hear you. He'd have to be pressing ham on that door. Before you resume your attempts through, you hear a dull, repetitive thudding come over the other side. Chief, is that you? You call, pressing your ear up to the blast door to see if you can hear an answer. Instead, you just hear the same dull, repetitive thudding. At first, it seems random and erratic, but you no longer, as you listen, realize there's a pattern. It's Morse code. In defeat, you slam your fist against the door one more time. Chief, I don't know Morse code. Didn't I just replace some radios in the airlock? Let's head to Central Hub, airlock, and let's use the radios. As you enter, the airlock hatch door looms large in darkness. A shiver runs through you and you rub your forearms. It wasn't something you noticed until now, but you feel the goosebumps that cover your skin, realize the ship's temperature is dropping noticeably. Gotta find another way to get things up and running. What about the radios and the suits? Wait, I just changed the batteries in them to make sure the radios work. I wonder if any other radios are picking up. Grab the handle on the suit's container and twist. The metal in your hand is noticeably colder to touch than it was last time. Once the lock's undone, you open the door, and bracing the suit with your left hand, grab the radio with your right. As you disconnect the radio unit from the breath panel, the spiraling plastic cord that connects it to the suit comes with it. Turning the radio in your hand, you find where the cord connects and unscrew the attachment point, allowing the cable to spring back towards the suit. You extend the antenna and flick the power switch. You slowly rotate the tuning dial, working your way through the frequencies until a familiar noise comes out from the tiny speaker. Look at that little pixel chief. Gundog has complete systems failure. Chief, it's Lieutenant Thurmk, reading loud and clear. I got the emergency radio. I'm about to get around the thoroughfares and the bridge, but I can't get anywhere else. Oh, Chief, you're alive. Good. I thought it was a recording. You're just about to push the button to send your response, but the Chief cuts in. Yeah, about that, Chief. The captain's sick. She's not on the bridge. Yeah, about that, Chief. Quinn collapsed from space radiation. You release your thumb, allowing the Chief to broadcast, but we expect to swiftly deliver an alternative. Instead, all you get is radio static. Chief? Just be Lieutenant Lord. Your grip on the radio tightens as a sense of apprehension grows within you. You don't know what the Chief has in mind. It requires authority of the ship's senior officer. You know it's gotta be something dangerous. Realize you've been holding your breath since the Chief's last message. You breathe out and push the button again. Copy that, Chief. Heading back. Radio in hand, you make your way back to the airlock, central hub, and back up the maintenance crawlway. It only takes you a moment of groping around to find the ladder rung before you're back on the bridge. As you climb, each rung that you grip is cold to the touch, and the air that you breathe in has a brisk chill to it. You know what this means, but for the time being, decide to push that thought out of your head. You have other things to focus on. The climb up seems a lot shorter than your original climb down. As soon as you emerge back on the bridge, Vanessa swivels in her chair and paces over to you. Yeah, I got it. I got it. You bring the radio up to your face so the microphone's level with your mouth and push the talk button with your thumb. Yo, Chief, I'm back on the bridge with Vanessa. Releasing the button, you walk past Vanessa, handing the radio to her before heading towards Cassie. She looks from you to the radio with mild bewilderment before she hears the voice sounds from the speaker. As you kneel down by Cassie, check her pulse and temperature, as well as doing your best to tuck the jacket around her. The way the Chief addresses Vanessa catches your attention. You hadn't heard the Chief being that deferential towards anyone, even the captain. You frown slightly hearing Vanessa assert her position over the Chief like that. Although she is a ranking officer in the situation, you've not heard anyone on board pull rank in that way, especially on the Chief, who you're under the impression enjoys the respect of everyone, including Hanson and Hart. I'm gonna slap this bitch. As you stand and turn to face Vanessa, you catch the last few moments of a distasteful look she'd been making at you while her back was turned, and do your best to bite your tongue. Yep, they're both down. The only hope we now is that the captain has copies of documents that contain the access code in her quarters. If someone can get in there, get the codes, and reactivate. You notice the slightest pause before the Chief responds. You could be projecting. You get the impression she's as fed up as you are. Yeah, I would be in the hangar. Another silence follows, longer this time. We're going on a spacewalk, ain't we? The main onboarding airlock and the hangar crew airlock. So I need to leave the crew airlock, travel around the entirety of the ship at unknown speeds, even though we're dead, we don't know how fast we're moving, and then come back into the hangar side. You begin to feel a knot in your gut and internally curse at Dalton for not having picked up enough of the Chief's know-how. You find an emergency radio on his own. Operations officer. The knot in your stomach tightens. You take a deep breath in. Vanessa's eyes are now locked on you. Yep. That bitch. You've seen this coming as soon as the chief had become outlining his plan. You've been hoping there was some extra part that hadn't been revealed yet. Something that would allow you to stay on board. Faced with Vanessa's directness, the knot in your stomach tightens further. A sense of nausea rises from your gut. Yeah, whatever. Space is fucking cool. Let's go. It's for Cassie. Some people took well to spacewalks. Some even enjoyed them so much that they take on careers in colony construction. You were not one of these people. You'd only ever left the confines of a ship or colony a few times in your life, and almost all of those had been on evacuation drills that you've been through in school or during citizenry courses. That's interesting. So if you're gonna go live in the colony, you have to take courses to, like, know how to live in the colony? Including, I'm sure, like, shelters and airlocks and shit. That's neat. I guess, like, if you're gonna live on a cruise ship, you gotta know how to work the cruise ship. So if you live in a colony, you gotta know the ins and outs of the colony. Okay. Something about being out in the void. An attachment. Excuse me. And this is why I brought water. Something about being out in the void. An attachment clip or handrail away from drifting off into endless nothingness of space. It always filled you with dread. The knowledge that you were a slip away from disappearing forever. Irretrievable and helpless. But despite all that, you knew full well from Vanessa's discussion with the chief, there's not going to be any way around doing this, and right now you were the ship. Cassie's only hope. As much you hated the thought of it, you pushed back against the fear that had been rising up inside you. Taking a deep breath, you resigned yourself to what you had to do. Fine, I'll do it. Chief can walk me through everything on the way. I don't like a lot of people here. Why are you being patronizing in this situation? You snatch the radio off Vanessa and turn your back to her, heading towards the maintenance crawlway. At this point, you've had all you can take of her, and the sooner the situation resolves, you decide, the sooner you can go back to avoiding her. Oh my fucking god, Hansen. So he's been talking shit to her too? Reining in the flash of anger you just felt, you silently shake your head as you turn back around, grab hold of the first rung of the crawlway's ladder. Chief, I'm on my way to the airlock now. Walk me through what I need to know. With one hand still on the ladder's rung, you pause and turn around. Yes, Lieutenant Lord? You just about manage to ask through gritted teeth. What am I forgetting, you bitch? Do your best to suppress the urge to scream that you can feel building inside your chest. You pause for a moment and stare at Lieutenant Lord, trying to puzzle out what kind of game she's playing. Lieutenant Lord, if there's... Before you're finished, Vanessa rolls her eyes and turns on her heels, walking back over to Cassandra and squatting down. You almost yell out when she lays her hand on her hip, but you stop when you see her withdraw a keycard from her skirt pocket. Holding it between her thumb and forefinger with a flourish, she waves it to you as she stands up and walks back over to you. Oh, right, yeah, it's gotta be Cassie. Because Cassie's gonna let me in before, but she's like, nah, I'll get fired. But as I casually toss you the card, you grab out of the air. Item get. You turn the card over in your hand a few times before pocketing it. But the chief said the PST uses battery power to open... What the hell does that mean? At this point, your jaw is clenched so hard it feels like your teeth may crack any second. With the cold chill of the ladder rung reminding you how dire a situation is getting, you turn back around. Thank you, Lieutenant. You just about manage. Till there, Chief. I'm heading now. The Chief's voice fills your helmet, the sound quality somehow worse than the speaker on the main radio. Loud and clear. Emergency suit is on. I am breathing the suit's oxygen. I see the access panel. I see it, Chief. Although you learned to operate the airlock manually in basic training, you didn't feel that now was the time to dismiss the Chief and act like a know-it-all. She was likely getting her fill of that from Lord. So use the panel. And the handle says emergency use. Turn it anti-clockwise and keep going until open. You grip the handle again and place your entire body weight behind your effort to shift it. This time it moves more noticeably, but when you look at the airlock hatch, it doesn't appear to have opened at all. With another grunt, you push the lever a full 90 degrees, allowing it to return neutral. Although it still resists you, you're able to feel the ratchet mechanism begin to move. You push the handle 90 degrees again before letting it reset. Nothing's ever. You adjust your grip and push it again. Easy. You complain through gritted teeth as you feel the mechanism slowly but surely moving a bit each time. As you carry on this process of straining at the mechanism, you complete crank after crank. You hear the mechanism of the airlock groan and strain with each turn. Eventually, something gives and the mechanisms uncouple, releasing their locks and the whole thing slides open. You can feel the sweat in your brow and curse that you just put the suit on beforehand, preventing you from wiping it. Okay, Chief, I'm heading into the airlock chamber. What's next? So do the same thing in reverse. You try to keep your breathing under control. The inside of your helmet begins to heat up, reminding you of another reason you've never been fond of them. So we vet the air. Pressing firmly and switching the breast panel, you hear a high-pitched whine as the soles of your boots drawn forward. Electromagnetic boots. You place one foot right on the edge of the airlock and stare out in the emptiness. You see nothing but stars, with light years of gulf between you and them. Oh my god. Why are you teasing me at a time like this? Hey, at least that means comms are up. Like, that's good. Hmm. Airlocks around the midpoint of the ship, 250 meters long, about 5 minutes. You allow yourself the opportunity to curse openly at Vanessa before hitting the push to talk button again. Yes, ma'am. You carry on the laborious march to the crew's hangar airlock, slowly heaving one foot at a time away from the ship hull before placing it back down in front of you. A few awkward places where the hull rises or falls, you gotta wiggle around them. The loss of a constant bearing begins to disorient you, but you march forward, ensuring that you're heading consistently in a straight line. Eventually, you see the markings that indicate the airlock hatch. It's much smaller than the airlock, understandably. Due to your orientation from standing on the ship's hull, the airlock entryway is laid out at your feet. You shift yourself to look at the right and see the panel which you head over and squat in front of. Your fingers around the edges find the recess. With practice movement, you undo the clip. Unlike the panels in the ship that came up freely, this one swings on a hinge. Oh, fuck. Chief, you run your hand a few more times on the lever, which is visible but inlaid in the hull. Were you able to remove the panel cover to find the recess? There's nothing like that here. I can't get any purchase of it. There's no way to grip it. We need a password to pop it up. There's a moment of radio static, but you hear the chief sigh through the crackle and distortion. The ship's security code and number pad. Thankfully, we not only know what Cassie's door code is, but that she apparently uses it for everything. And since we know it's February 11th, our anniversary, even though to some psychopaths it's the 2nd of November. Whoa, cool your fucking jets. Stow it. Not a big fan of this either, but right now we're the best hope the ship's got. If you could put a lid on the gigantic bitch act for 5 minutes and help us figure out how to solve this. Once I'm back on board, you can go back to pretending you're the most important crew member. Insubordination, yeah, okay. Both you and Vanessa snap in the silence of the chief's interjection. Before either of you can start up again, she carries on in a commanding tone. How long the security code is? Oh, shut the fuck up. 4 digits. Okay, so if it's Cassie's job to do it, we know exactly what it's going to be. Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, it flashes back to the door code. It's 0211. I like how there's no sound because we're in space. And the lever's up. Yeah, I don't want to tell her why I knew it. the passcode to our quarters. Why would it be easier the interior latch to open? That doesn't seem very safe. In a few short minutes, you're back inside the familiar space of the ship's hangar. You remove your helmet, happy to be breathing something other than your oxygen supply. You disengage electromagnets, take off the suit, and take the radio. Can I take a Juno and bust out? The armor frames are powered by internal generators, so one of the few things shipped that still work. Not much use though, since they need to tear out their hangar to get anywhere. None of that's doing me any good. I've looked through the crates by hand. Tools, equipment, supplies. There. The PST is going to be anywhere. It would be amongst all the stowed equipment and gear. In the darkness, a collection of stacked or suspended crates, containers, and various pieces of heavy machinery looms intimidatingly. Looking from container to container, realize that none of them are marked in a way that makes any sense. Shaking your head, you reach for the radio to ask the chief where you'll be able to find it. Before you can call them, you hear the rustle of a jumpsuit's fabric behind you. Moments before a wavering voice demands, "Stop right there, intruder!" Ah, Dalton. You raise your hand slowly, being careful not to make any sudden movements. Dalton had done surprisingly well to get the drop on you. And if he was under the impression that you were the enemy, he should be armed to confront you. At ease, idiot. Turning around slowly, hand still raised, you smile. Don't worry about it. You did a good job sneak up on me like that. If I was the enemy... Pausing mid-sentence, you sigh as you realize that he's not actually holding a gun. Why would he have a gun, though? If I had been the enemy, what do you plan on making me do without a weapon for encouragement? And he realizes he never had a plan. At least pick up like a big wrench. You know as much as I do, dude. Power's out. Trying to find the PST. It's fine. It's fine. No one else knows how to do it. We're trying this on our own. So even he has to go through a few crates just to find it. The portable sub-terminal. You take the hefty device from Dalton and turn it over a few times to investigate it from different angles. The exterior is largely one off-white plastic shell with a handle attached, allowing to carry it like a briefcase. Visible seam, 2 clasps, and it folds out like a laptop. Screens, buttons, disk drives, cables. Alright, so take it and connect it to the terminal. And then turn the device on. Select the function from the menu, insert your key card. My key card. Perfect. No, it's fine. This is absolutely a issue for an emergency. And, you know, Vanessa, being a giant raging bitch, has told us to go to the captain's quarters, so it's an order from the commanding officer. Yeah, and I want to see your quarters too. Good luck. Don't die. So where can we go? Can we go to mess hall? Can we go to fire support? Okay. So I guess let's go do crew corridor 2. Actually, let's go to crew corridor 1. So I'm pretty sure... Nope. Okay. And then we can go to captain's quarters. So first you get the PST, and then you connect it to the terminal. And then I use the better keycard, Cassie's keycard, because mine doesn't have access, and unlock the captain's door. You stand up and step in front of the door. It's open slow. Captain, are you? Yeah. As you step across the threshold, the dark captain's quarters are instantly overwhelmed by a powerful fetor. You gag and stumble your way back to the door, taking a deep breath of the corridor's sterile air. You try to compose yourself, but the odor drifts out around you, and a particularly acrid waft stings your back of your throat as you take another breath. Ack, ack. The atmosphere on ships, even colonies, are carefully regulated. Air supplies constantly scrubbed and recycled. Strong smells are something that almost never encountered. Because the scrubbers are down, whatever's causing the stench in here is making it really gross. There's a handle of captain on the desk. The tang of vomit. Sour and chemical booze. Stale whiskey. So she drank herself into a stupor, and the doctor confined her to quarters to sleep off her hangover. Also, check out the photo. Are those the Jovian colonies? Because those are like O'Neill style. When we know the main Jovian colony is like one of those ring style ones. Well, those are totally Gundam like O'Neill cylinders. With the cause of the captain's absence now obvious, you look around the room. To the left is another closed door. To the right you see an open doorway and it looks like the end of a bed. Captain? Yeah, it is weird to be here still. So her dresser, a bedside table, a queen-size bed. I'll be right back. Okay. Before you turn back, a sluggish movement as mass of crumpled clothing turns over, reveals itself to be Captain Bartholomew for self. Who's also collapsed in a drunken heap. What she look like in Dojin mode? Much bigger mess. You throw a salute and hold it for a moment before you realize the captain is absolutely sloshed. And a whole nother empty bottle. Captain. Captain. Just gonna shake her a little. Just sort of shouting at her now. Huh. Let's check the desk of the bathroom. Nope. Actually, what's it say that looks like? Huh. How about the dresser? Small glass bottle with raised dots? What is... I don't know what that is. Ugh. What did this look like in Dojin style? Not that different. You freeze in place with your hand half out of the drawer, leaving Captain's identity card and keys. If you hadn't seen her stir, but in the blink of an eye, Captain Bartram used the man to reach out and grab a hold of your wrist. Just yell, I'm just following orders. I'm not going to take the high road on her. Yeah, give me the input codes. to the desk. Courses and access codes. Silly space Europeans. There's no 20th month. Outside, the huge blast door separates the thoroughfare and engineering department. It can be an increasingly familiar process unpacking the PST. You take out the PST, you plug it into the bottom of the terminal, you use the important key card. Oof. Oh no, the PST is running out of power. Yeah, just go under it, why not? Also, what does this look like in Dojo? The same, generally, okay. So this kind of key art doesn't get a second pass. It's probably new art, actually. Oh no. Shove it ahead of you and through the gap. Get out of the door before you get smashed. Where is she? It's a huge empty space. She has to hear me. Yeah, let's go reboot the computer core ourselves. Now battery doesn't get left flashing and beeping. Running a full power match as the computer reaches his whole screen begins to blink. Jesus. Once you grab a door at the computer, you know what you got to do. Unpack. For the last time. Use Cassie's keycard. I wonder if I could have run out of time if I used my key card. And I'm in. Which is just a closet. Okay. Really? An old-fashioned rocker switch in the space age. I guess just on-off toggles are good enough. Right, you'd have to push it back, because it was probably on when the power was lost. And there's no one to manually switch it back the other way. That makes sense. Okay, so let's use the access codes. A faint draft runs down your neck, which takes me life support and ventilation is back online. No. No, 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 no. Okay. Wait, no. Yes, alright. Start mashing. Okay. Come on. Hey, the crew profiles. And these are the beta arts. Cassie's personnel file. Well, I can just pull up her file, put up everyone's file. Yeah, now it's just shit posting. Oh good, radio's back up. Why? Run, man. Just run. I'm here. What's up? Oh, it's the O'Brien. What about it? Oh, like, did they leave? Or April 23rd, Planetary Calendar 214. Despite the successful reactivation of the JFS Gundog central computer by Lieutenant Thurp, the JFS O'Brien could not be contacted, is no longer coming up on sensors. Spooky. I think this may be a good place to put a pause on it, if not a quick stop. We're already going for a couple hours. I am really excited to dive back into this when we have a chance. Maybe a little bit later tonight, honestly. If anyone would be willing to swing back in later tonight, I would definitely pick this back up again because this is sick. This is as far as the demo got, so I'd like to start this new section with like a fresh mind and a fresh perspective. So I might dig into this a little bit later. Still, thanks for checking out Gundog with me. There's actually a lot of you here. Be excellent to each other. I'm going to see if I can help with dinner. Let me make sure I can pause first. Yeah, I can save. It's manual save. Boy, that would have been embarrassing if I didn't save. After taking Lieutenant Commander Quinn's sick bay, Lieutenant Thurm, alongside Cadet Grange, are tasked with sweeping the ship for faults or damage, while Lieutenant Lord sets Chief Cathes to work on helping her locate the other ship. And now I'll save. Thank you, and farewell.